What's up, guys? Welcome to the new year, new me episode of the Unlaced podcast. I am your
He's
co-host,
right.
Chris. Below me is the host, Gabe, and our special
Oh,
guest,
what?
Juan from Kicklahoma. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me out here to start off the new year.
Beep, beep,
Hopefully, we
beep.
start off right.
Yeah,
That's
man,
it. Can't get much worse than 2020.
man. But this is a great way to start off 2021. Honest, like for me, great year, great way to start it
Yeah,
off. For us, as a great year to start off. Thank you
definitely,
guys for
definitely.
joining us. I'd like to start off by saying, of course, Happy New Year to everybody. You guys have not seen us since last year, so we are here, new leaf. Everything that
Yo,
happened
my
in
bad.
2020.
I'm just realizing this ring. I have a ring right here of a light. You see that?
Yeah, see, we're already
All
starting.
right.
Hey, bro,
No, we're
the
good.
chosen one,
Look at
right
that.
here,
Look, I'm
the
I'm
chosen one.
angelic, bro. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it's all
Divine, bro.
just energy coming. Let's go. Um, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Everybody watching on YouTube, everybody listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those major platforms. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate the support. I want to start off by asking how you guys are doing. Juan, how you feeling? How's 2021 starting for you? How the year end? Holidays, all that.
So far, so good. I just had my first daughter in October, so the year ended
Congratulations.
off right.
Congrats,
Just
man.
thank you. Unfortunately, just the first holiday around, we just had to stay at home.
Yeah.
Just had to stay away from everybody. But hopefully, we'll have plenty of holidays moving forward,
Hmm.
and I'll be able to share those memories. But 2020 was a weird year.
Hmm.
But I mean, for me, health wise, everybody's been good.
Yeah.
And we starting off 2021 the same way. I know that the cases still keep going up like crazy, and I'm
Yeah.
just hoping they don't shut retail down in Oklahoma
Mm.
because I'm self-employed, so I
Yeah.
rely, on us being open.
Yeah.
And that's why, I kind of have pushed since we reopened in May, like wear the mask, man. Like I'm no, you're free to believe what you want to
Hmm.
believe, whatever. Just wear it for 5 minutes in here for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like let's keep
Respect
everybody
my
as good as
spot,
possible.
the
Right,
kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily, luckily, I'm pretty sure like 90 to 95% of the stores in my mall have shut down at some point. We have
Mm.
not.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, that's been good. Again, we've been very prominent from day one of just,
Yeah.
limiting the people and wearing the mask for a couple minutes. I know people complain about it. I'm like, look,
Hmm.
you guys got to wear it for 5 to 10 minutes. I got to wear it for 11 hours.
Yeah.
Just suck it up.
Yeah. It's not like you guys got to have the shoes up to your face that close anyway. Like you're not
Right,
missing anything really.
right.
How about yourself, Gabe? How you feeling?
I've been good, man. I'm feeling good. 2021. I still catch myself saying 2020 a couple times.
Hmm.
Um, but 2021 is chill, man. I mean, we're what, 2 weeks in.
Yep.
Um, that's all I got so far, bro. That's all I got so far,
We're two
bro.
weeks in.
Like
No,
that's
no big,
all
no,
like
nothing big yet. Nothing big. Yeah,
nothing
I feel
nothing's
it.
really happened, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I'm back in school, 2 weeks off were great. But now I'm just grinding it out.
That's good. That's what's up. So I want to thank you guys for
What
joining
about
us.
you, Chris, bro? Hold
Oh,
on. You gotta give it, come on, man.
uh, how has my 2021 has been good. I've been good since everybody's seen me. My birthday's on
Hmm.
Christmas, so I got to finally hit the big 30. So I'm old now. Like I
Okay,
officially,
okay.
I got a, gray or white mustache hair that came in like a week ago.
All
So
right.
You
you know,
might
I
never take the mask off.
Man,
Hey,
hey,
bro.
hey, I want to preserve my youth, so I want everybody to think how young I am. So it's like, yeah, oh no,
Nah,
don't worry
bro,
about what my beard looks like. Don't
you're
don't worry about
wise,
it.
bro. You're wise, bro. Let them know.
Hey,
You got
they
that experience.
once they start accumulating, we're gonna be good. I'm gonna
Yeah, yeah.
carry a big staff around, get a big robe, yeah, just constantly
Thank
just
you.
stroke my beard as I walk through. I got you.
Damn,
Um, nah,
Chris,
but
the
yeah,
the beard stroker.
yeah, slightly twirl it in with my finger and
Oh
everything.
man.
But yeah, everything's been good. We got a new mascot. I don't did I
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
yeah, yeah,
we got a
yeah,
new
yeah. You did.
mascot.
Yeah.
So he is asleep right now. So maybe once he gets up by the time the end of the show, I'll be able to, reveal our new mascot of Unlaced. But with all that being said, let's get into the show. I wanted to start off because I want everybody to get a better understanding of Juan and why I'm such a huge fan of yours.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a paint the picture for everybody here. So everybody that knows me from,
Let us know,
you
bro.
know, before I went got sad and deleted all my pictures off Instagram and just decided to go on a hiatus for a few months, and it was just like I'm done with social media kind of thing. I used to
Mhm.
post shoe pictures a lot. I used to be on social media a lot. And I was a big champion of the KDs. I loved KDs. A lot of people weren't feeling them. People just was like, I don't know, like they're just something about them doesn't feel right, all that stuff. And then mind you,
Mhm.
this is what 2013, 2014. So like big pants are still a thing, sort of, like you weren't like now it's a lot of, training pants and tights and stuff like that.
Cuffs,
Actually,
cuffed.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
there's a little bit of the over the shoe look coming back, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of relaxed fits coming back.
That's see.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I can get back into it. There we
there's a
go.
little switch
Here
up,
I
bro.
come.
I
Here I
started
come back.
I started
Uh,
noticing it. My
but
bad, but go ahead, man.
before all that, everybody had to, like you said, everybody had to, cuff their pants a little bit, just to make sure. Or, depending on, the shoes, certain shoes you just couldn't wear with certain pants. But me, nah, forget that. I'm always rocking my KDs. And in this surge of me just loving the KDs, I think it was the KD sixes, I believe, that like for some reason just was like, okay, I'm on it.
Mhm.
And I came across Juan's page, the Kicklahoma page, and so he first off, let's just start. Mr. KD himself. Let's like you have the was it the Slim Reaper, but this is KD right here. So I came across his page after a few years of just being on my KD kick, and I used to see his page pop up all the time, and it was always KD's, and I was like, yo, like he has every KD. Like, does he ever wear any other shoe? Like, there's no way. Like, I want to see him rock some ones or something just to like make me feel like he's not only rocking KDs. And I never saw it, and I was like, what's up with this guy? And so as I come to find out, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, huge fan. I'm guessing of the Thunder, everything like that. I remember the pictures of like you used to always post was it pictures of the game? Well, you were at the game, correct? Like
Right. Yeah.
yeah. And so
No,
you're
never missed a Thunder home game
yeah,
since they
so
moved from
you,
Seattle.
every single time I was like I always see you
Look
post
at
the game and
that.
like whatever
Okay.
whatever KD you were wearing to the game. It was
Yeah.
great. It was a great time. Let's say that was prime sneaker community era right there.
Right.
But I became a huge fan, and I always followed your page, and then your Kicklahoma events were really good. At one point I tried to talk myself up and say, yo, when he announces what he has coming for the next year, I'm gonna be at one of those events. Never did it. I apologize. I'm sorry. I tried.
It
I
happened.
tried. I tried to talk myself. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to Oklahoma. Like, there's no reason for me not to go. I might as well go. But never made it. But loved everything you were doing. With your brand, and then also giving back to the community and everything you did. And it just kind of became just me always just admiring what you were doing. I always saw the events that you were posting, seeing all the things you were doing. It's like for you to for like we sit here and like people know sneaker con, the dunk exchange, like those are the staples in the sneaker community, but I think a lot of people forget to mention Kicklahoma and everything that you've done, especially in Oklahoma City and everything like that. So I was always a fan, and so for you to come onto the show for me is huge. I when I talked to you and like you were like, yeah, I'll do it, I hit Gabe like, yo, big guest. Big I was just so excited.
We're
So
prime time, bro. We're prime
yeah.
time.
So I wanted to
Right
just
after
give
right after Sunday Night Football
yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
before the late show.
Yeah. So I always wanted to I'm glad that you're here, and so I wanted to kind of give you the floor to kind of let everybody know what you do, what you're about, and for the people that don't know about you and aren't aware of everything that you've been doing, and especially everything that you contribute to the sneaker community, like just give them a rundown.
Yeah, so my name's Juan Guerra, born and raised in Oklahoma. So, like you mentioned, very Oklahoma tied.
Mm,
The name of my company is Kicklahoma, with that Lahoma at the end with the little Oklahoma ties. Started, just the interest of shoes and wanting, just finding out more about shoes, and just went to an event in Houston. Went to the Sneaker Summit in Houston in 2013, and really enjoyed that experience of
mm,
going to my first event, and nothing of that sort being in Oklahoma.
mm.
So just decided to come back, started networking with locals, going to every other event, letting them know, hey, at some point we're going to get it popping in Oklahoma. And it's grown a lot since the first event to what it is now. We went into a little bit of retail with like kiosks and having a little like cleaners and accessories and a kickbox, which is like the key master. And then it just grew to one store. Now you have two stores in Oklahoma City. So just kind of just like realistically, when it comes to like this whole sneaker thing,
Mm.
Kicklahoma is probably one of the most like one of the brands that's done it all. Like
Yeah.
before, before when we were just doing the events, our social media was a lot of like news. Like the shoe comes out on,
Mm-hmm.
the 15th. Are you going to cop it? This shoe was this. This person wore this. And then as we went into the stores, it obviously involved into more of like our inventory and such like that. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've done it. I mean, you think about events, kiosks. We've hosted events in different cities and different states, stores now. Like,
Mm.
I mean, there isn't nothing we haven't realistically done.
Yeah. And that's really dope. I think a lot of I think it's one of those things where with everything that you've done, um, especially now, like where we're at now in the city community, kind of goes, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Unappreciated, I should say. Um, and I say that like, and not meaning like the most extreme of that, but like just we live in an age now where a lot of people it's like, of course, 2020 happened, and a lot of events just didn't happen, but just before that, it was Sneaker Con and Complex Con were like the only places that people really going to try to do anything when it came to shoes. And so for you to be in Oklahoma, and for me, and like, and of course, social media ties us all together, but for me to be um so aware of what you were doing, in a totally different state, nowhere near me, and be able to see what you were doing, and become a fan. I think that's really big, and I think a lot of people should, see how, like, see what you did and what you're doing, and really appreciate, like, yo, he's been here for a minute, and like, it's, you have to give him as far as flowers due, because a lot of people, especially now where we're looking at times where a lot of people are, you know joining ventures or being acquired and stuff like that, which we'll talk about later. But um seeing everything that you're doing and doing it, and you being the face of that, and of course your team being great and being good at basically building you guys up, it's it's really nice for me, who's somebody that I like, for it to, I want to go back to like that early 2000, like 13 2000 like era for sneakers, because it was like, that was like probably the most fun I ever had. um and seeing you be in 2021 and still going strong is like, that's great. Like, you're here where a lot of people didn't make it to 2021, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like even before that though, like you were saying, like I've seen a lot of turnover, and like I've been to events before in previous years that weren't events before
Hmm.
2020. So like you say, it's one of those things you have to like continue to build reputation with your brand. Like you want this podcast to pop off, you're gonna have to be on here every single week. You can't do
Yeah.
one this week and then be like, oh, we'll do it again in March. Like you got to be
Yeah.
consistent, and that's how you're gonna keep people coming back. And that's just kind of like what I've always strived for, is just consistency, like create repetition. Like you got to always let somebody know you're coming. Because if you're not, somebody else is going to go and get it, which you
Yeah.
could have, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So definitely like, just creating repetition, always being somewhere else, whether it's in California for an event, Florida for an event. I mean,
Mhm.
like the first time it really started getting real was like, I'm at like an event in LA and somebody's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you're the Kicklahoma brand," or
Yeah.
you're like, "You guys are Kicklahoma. Like, what are y'all doing out here?" Like, out here doing what everybody else is doing, you know, being part of the culture, like, you know,
Yeah.
trying to network and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of like you said, you just have to put yourself out there and just go with it.
Quick question, Gabe. I don't know if you have a question yet, but what is I would say from the point that you started up to now, what is probably like the coolest moment that you've had with Kicklahoma, like so far, like that you could think of? It was like, yo, this was like that happening was really dope.
I mean, there's been quite a few. I mean, like event wise, like we were the first event ever to have the perfect pair and Jumpman Bostic at an event together.
Mm.
So they had never met. You know, obviously two of the best sneaker collections in the world,
Mhm.
in the U.S. Like, you know, and they both have different. You know, they both bring something different to the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
So having both of them at the same event, asking them if they could bring the top 5 and then them display it and talk about it on stage. You know, that was something that was cool. And then shortly after that, there was a couple of other events that kind of like, hey, let's bring him out here. Let's bring him out here. And I was like, I
Yeah.
already did that. Like that was cool for me to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just been so many moments that it's just like, you know, like just I mean, there's so many being in so many different places, you know, hosting events in different cities, like even just like that first kiosk, it was just like, dang, like we're in a mall, like we're about to crazy network because there's gonna be people walking through here all day that have never heard of our events before
Yeah.
that we're gonna be able to bring to our events.
That's
So
so
there's just been
dope.
so many steps. Obviously, opening the first store,
Mm.
and then you know just seeing the growth of that has been crazy.
That's so dope. Gabe, you have a question?
I kind of just been taking everything in right now. I even myself, I'd realize like just how much listening I'm doing as opposed to talking.
Mm.
Um, but I guess I kind of do have a question. I haven't really formatted the way or how to really ask it. But I'm listening to you and your story, and taking in how Oklahoma based you are, right? Um, so I guess my question is kind of like how do you like take that mentality of being so focused and kind of keying in and discovering like the immediate like area around you, and then taking what you know and then kind of going to Florida and say or LA or any other bigger or big major or big market, and like how do you take in from there? Like, does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like you got to be able to grab like your local audience. If you
Yeah,
can't get a hold of them, how
yeah.
are you going to go somewhere that you're nowhere known of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to an extent? And how are you going to, you know, try to pull them in, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So like you got to be very willing to, you know, work the streets or run the streets, I guess, in a sense of like, you know, trying to like, you know, again, network and be at, you know, these other little events, even if it's not like shoe related, you know, like harbor battles or, you know, whatever gatherings, music performances and stuff like that. Um, to where like for the most part, like on the road, like when I go to events, I go to learn myself. Like I'll go to somebody's event and be like, man, I didn't really like how they did that.
Mhm.
I don't go tell nobody that,
Yeah.
but I take that home with me and I'm like, I would never do that at an event. Like it didn't work well. It doesn't seem like it worked well. It probably
Yeah.
cost too much money, you know, different things. But then I might see something and I'm like, man, that was a pretty good idea. Let me take that, put a little spin on it and use it at my event or use that back home. So more so, you know, like on the road, it's just going and like learning, you
Mm-hmm.
know, going through different experiences. Cause you know, you know, I'll see some, you know, we all think differently. And I like, again, people have probably taken stuff that I've done at my events and tried it at their events. And for them, it may have worked, for them, it may have not, you know, just
Mm-hmm.
depending. So I always have to be willing to like learn and be open to different things and such.
Okay, that's actually a better approach than I was approaching myself. It's all about learning, really.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to ask, because I was gonna ask, but I really like I feel like if I don't ask now, I'm gonna be it's gonna be my whole thought process for the whole entire show. What's your favorite KD?
Favorite
I
Katie
like what's
silhouette.
silhouette, and then like also like what's your favorite KD colorway?
Oh
The
man.
KD2 is my favorite KD.
Oh wow.
But my favorite KD colorway would probably be the KD3 EA Sports.
Mhm.
That would
Mm.
probably be my favorite
The
one. Even though my
K.
favorite color is red.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Okay. Okay, I was looking it
The
up right now.
I did. The KD2 is like what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the KD2 or is it the 3 or is it neither that comes in the creamsicle colorway?
the two.
Okay, then damn.
Mhm.
Cause I don't like
But
the 2.
I got the ID on the 10 ID
Oh,
creamsicle.
Oh
see,
dang.
see.
Okay, see the creamsicles is one of my favorite KDs. And now I totally forgot it was a 2, and now I'm talking bad about the 2. So I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah, I mean, like the KD2 was like the shoe that like really put me off the shoes. So I've been like into shoes for about like 12 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I always like had shoes and like wore
Mm.
shoes, but it'd be like random Air Forces and like nothing that we would like keep up with. Like something like that 70% of the people go to the mall. They just walk in like, oh, I like those shoes. Let me
Yeah.
get those. Like, I don't know what they are. You know, they got my size. I'll buy them. So, but then like with the Sonics coming in 2018, it kind of got a little bit tied into the KD line. Then it
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
started. People were lining up for Jordans. I was only showing up for a couple of KDs then because I was a freshman in college. But like
Yeah.
Mhm.
once I got out of school, it was just like it was like one and then another and then
Mm.
another. And I was like, dang. And then just kept going. And then yeah.
Here we are. Now
But
you
it
got that
helped my
whole room
brand
of
because it
people
Yeah.
was
buying
something
you.
like whenever I was going to events, it was something different. Like then everybody was displaying like the same Jordans. Like this was
Mhm.
before Adidas had Kanye, so it was literally the same Jordans all the time that you saw. So I'd had this little like collection of KDs, and it could start a conversation with somebody.
And that's
So
literally how
you,
I became a follower of yours, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's how you
you're
came
good.
across my timeline, and that's how I was like, "Yo, this guy collects KDs. I'm gonna follow
So it's
him."
something different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Yeah,
and nothing's wrong, but like you follow all these big guys, they're literally wearing the same shoe. You
yeah.
know, if the unions just drop, they're wearing the unions like a week later, and they're
Mhm.
Hmm.
little photos, and it's like you're looking at the same stuff all the time. So like when people would come approach, hey man, tell me a little bit about something, or what do you got going on over here? And then I explain, we get to conversing, and I can throw in my brand, like hey, we're gonna have this event in Oklahoma City, just like
Hmm.
it's a conversation starter as opposed to like, well, you've seen it already. Like you don't really got to go say nothing to that guy. Like you already know
Yeah.
Yeah,
what you're looking at.
yeah.
You already know what you're
Makes
looking at.
sense.
Does it because like of course you being a friend I mean sorry friend fan of the KD's just organically like with it not being like a gimmick so to say, does it feel like, do you feel a pressure to have to always, because like everybody that knows you that follows you knows like yo KD's that's your thing, but do you feel like a uh do you feel like typecast to always be in KDs no matter where you go to be, because like I know it's not for recognition or anything like that, but like when you're going to these events, do you feel like there's a need to be like, okay, I got to put some KDs on, or is it something where it's just honestly I don't care, like it's just that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is kind of like we talked about, like the table presentation. Like if
Mhm.
I show up and like I have off white fives, off white fours, unions,
Yeah.
I got that type of stuff. But if I show up to an event with one of those shoes on, more than
Hmm.
likely there's gonna be 5 other people with that shoe on.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So again, so now instead if I go to an event, just like the way I started wearing KDs, I wear a sample or a PE or something,
Hmm.
somebody's like, yo, what are you wearing? Like what shoe
Hmm.
is that? And then we're right back to where instead of setting up a booth with the KDs, now I just got a pair on my feet. They're like, yo, like, or like you see me like, or say somebody like, comes up and like, oh, you got all the KDs and they want to get a picture and I'm wearing some
Yeah.
Jordan threes. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't really
True.
like,
What
it's just
the?
like
It's
like
backwards.
I'm with the
like,
KD
oh,
guy, it's like
yeah, they take a picture and like met the biggest KD collector in the world, and then
yeah.
I'm wearing some Jordan 1 Travis Scotts. They're like,
Yeah.
well, looks like he's a high beast to me. But like,
Yeah.
again, like that stuff's cool. I like to wear, I wear most of like, well, again, I don't really take none of that stuff out of town with me. So all that stuff's here locally, that hype beast stuff, the off whites and stuff like that,
Mm.
Jordans, whatever. But definitely like on the road and stuff like that. The KDs is kind of a part of me. It's literally like, the line that got me into shoes, like
Yeah.
looking into shoes, looking them up. So like,
Hmm.
I got nothing but love for them, nothing but love for KD. Like obviously, like, again, if it wasn't for them moving here and me catching that much interest, I'd
Mm.
just be the guy walking into the mall like, hey man, them shoes look cool. Let me get a pair. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Has that ever happened, like where you had somebody think that you were a hype beast just because like they see you and they're like, yo, I know that you do KDs, but I saw you rocking some threes. Like, what's going on?
I
Have you
feel
ever had
like
that?
every once in a while, like 2 or 3 times a week, maybe a little bit less than that. People are like, dang, I don't ever see you in a besides KDs, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, I mean, I wear a lot of non KD stuff. It's just, I mean, for the most part,
I
I don't know.
always
They
wanted to
just
ask, like, I always wanted to comment that, like, yo, like on your pictures, like as the years went on, I always was like, yo, can you post a picture of you not in KDs? Like, and it's not like for like a sense of like I don't like it. It's just always was so funny because it was like
Like
I
curiosity factor.
hmm?
The curiosity factor.
Yeah, like I always thought like because my head picture like my I've always pictured like, yo, he just has all KDs. Like there's absolutely nothing else. And okay, stop biting.
Oh, okay, my bad.
He there's nothing but KDs on his wall, like nothing else. Like none of the off whites, none of that stuff phases him. Like KDs are his thing. So like I always just was like, yo, I wonder if he has like does he have like some like Air Maxes that he just keeps like in the tuck when he's like, yo, I gotta just go run to the post office real quick, or do I just picture him just you just like looking at your wall, just like, all right, so what KD today? Which one should I rock it of like the thousands that you have on the wall?
yeah, and it's like back whenever where was I going with this? Dang, I might have lost it, but I definitely lost the thought. But it's just one of those things. Like before, I had the store like 6 out of 7 days a week. I was definitely in KDs.
Mm,
Ever since I've opened up the stores, it's probably like 50-50 now.
mm,
So you kind of got to give some of that clientele like some eye candy. You got to get them
yeah,
hyped into like, oh dang, he's got off whites on. You got any off whites? And then they want to go
yeah,
look, or like, oh dang, you got Jordan ones on. Let me go look at some Jordan ones. So we're like, with KDs, this is this Nike basketball. Like,
yeah,
especially
Yeah.
now in Oklahoma City, like people are super sensitive to
yeah.
KD. It's like you can't pull them
Ugh.
all the way out all the
Do
time,
Yeah.
but
do you have any ill will
you know,
towards KD for going to Golden State and now in Brooklyn?
business.
No, dude,
Well,
you said you meant Golden State, bro. You literally just said Oklahoma State.
oh, I
You
said
just made
Oklahoma
it.
State.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my
Come
bad.
on, Chris.
See. No, I always wonder, like, you being like such a like KD shoe fan, like, was it like, yo, when he left, you were like, yo, I should just get rid of all these shoes just out of spite, bro. Like, how dare you
Actually,
do us
I
like that?
actually I turned it up like after he left, like even more because everybody was dumping.
Like,
Everybody was dumping pairs.
oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was like, oh, so that was a come up for you then. Like, oh, hold on, yeah, like, come on,
yeah.
bring those over since you don't want them
Mm. And this
before
was
you
six
burn
years.
them.
This was like six. Yeah, this was like 6 years ago. But yeah, I took advantage. There was a couple people here that I knew locally that were my size,
Mm,
and they text me like, that was 4th of July and whatever year that was, and they
Mm-hmm.
text me like 12 p.m. and by like 3 p.m. I already had like a whole list of shoes. I was like, I'll buy
man,
these three this week. Give me like 2 weeks, I'll buy those three, and it's just took advantage of the market.
that's
No,
what's
hundred
up.
percent.
So
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. Like I know we can like go on and on because I have so many questions and just like yeah, so many questions. But let's get into the I feel like they'll come organically as we get through the topics.
Uh-huh.
Um we are going to be covering so because it's been a couple weeks since we last recorded. So there was a big drop that happened while before the holiday break, before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Fear God, Lorenzo, Fear God, all of them. They said, Nike, we're good. We're done here. I've done everything I can for y'all. I'm going to Adidas. And decided to flip the sneaker world on its ass and just on its head and say, yo, what's going on here? Because all like you're on NBA 2K as a spokesperson for Nike on was it 2K19, I believe?
Oh yeah,
He was
right. He was in
19.
that game.
He was the guy that you met with for the meeting if you wanted to be
Yeah.
sponsored by Nike.
Uh-huh.
And so Fear God and Adidas announced that they have a partnership coming or in now with Jerry
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo, and Fear of God. He will be working on the basketball, the sports line, as well as their essential, Fear of God essential brand will also be part of Adidas, and they'll basically be
Mm-hmm.
working together and together to basically bring more. So his Fear of God line and I guess creativity will be pushed onto the basketball brand. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
start there because I feel like that's really big because we just had the conversation our last episode when it came to who is going to be um who's going to take number 2 or number 3 was it in basketball when it came to shoes, because we said Nike just kind of runs the table when it comes to basketball.
Is that what
um,
we said?
yeah,
Okay.
and
Did we
so
limited it to just basketball?
well, yeah, we were talking about because we remember
Okay.
we did our rankings for our preseason picks of who was going to have the best shoes over the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, or best signature shoe over the year. So me and Gabe have been going back, back and forth because I am a big Puma champion. I want Puma to be the next like main staple in basketball
Sorry, Juan. I can't tell you
signatures.
why, bro. I
I
can't tell you why
I
he's like
can't
Puma.
answer why. I don't know why
The
either.
man doesn't even own a pair of Pumas, but
Show
he's
don't. Show don't. But I want them because they have failed me. Every time I come on the show, I
okay.
tell them, yo, drop something fire and
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna buy. You saw what they did with the RX Dreamers, the J. Cole's. You saw
Who's we, bro? Because neither you or I or Juan bought those. So
no, but
like,
I
there's
said,
three
but you
people
saw
here
what
that
I
didn't
said you saw
buy.
what they did though. They
Mm-hmm.
they they dropped and the world
Mm-hmm.
went crazy. Everywhere, every time I go to a court, somebody has them on. Just you sign Kuzma. You got Puzma going on now in Puma, and then you're sitting here and saying, okay, we're gonna push everything. Now you got Lamelo on Puma. Just give us something fire. Just I want to be able to say, yo, Puma, thank you
So
for
just
coming into the NBA and just saying, yo, Nike, we're not scared of you. We got players too, because Nike and Adidas are just scooping everybody up. And then all we ask is, yo, just come in, drop some fire.
no one is wasting their time at Puma, Chris. Accept it.
I'm not accepting this. I'm
Accept
sorry,
it.
Juan. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. But now we have Fear of God with Adidas.
Yeah.
Are we thinking now? Can we have a discussion on, yo, is Adidas now saying, yo, Nike, what's up? You got LeBron, so what? And what's that mean? We here now. We got your boy in our office now.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I should bring it to the show and ask you guys your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on Fear of God and Adidas coming together on a partnership. They said they have something a drop coming this year.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, hasn't been a specific time frame to look for. We
Mm-hmm.
just know that something's coming. But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. What's going on? How do you guys feel about this? Do you guys care?
I mean, it's definitely a big name signing for them, but I don't know how much it actually changes the landscape of anything. Like, to be completely honest,
Oh, you don't think so?
no. I mean, realistically, because you think about it, just like in the instance of like when he was at Nike, like unless you were willing to spend $700-800 on resale,
Yeah.
you weren't wearing Fear of Gods anyways. Like,
Mhm.
or
Mm-hmm.
you were buying the what's the other, like the low cut ones that were like
The
going
mock.
for really really cheap, the moccasins and stuff
Mhm.
Yeah.
like that. Like I mean, realistically, I don't really see it like changing the game that much, because realistically, again, like you look at like the names that they have done stuff with, um such as like Pusha T and stuff like that, like
Mhm.
those really haven't like taken off. So like Adidas and them, they have a lot of influencers. They've been heavy into like in the music people and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But is this going to be very hard to compete with Nike at any point? I mean, even like the Yeezys have quote unquote died down,
Mhm.
but I mean that's the biggest name they're ever going to be able to get. I feel like outside of LeBron, KD, Melo, somebody like that. Like, so I just don't really see it being much of a change.
Okay. So before you go, so I'm gonna
What
read this
up?
for you. So I'm gonna
What
read
up?
I'm gonna read the little excerpt of
Huh?
what's going on with Fear of God and Adidas. So in an unexpected bit of pre-holiday news, sorry, Fear of God and Adidas have announced a long-term partnership. The partnership will be centered around two main pillars: Fear of God
Mhm.
founder Jerry Lorenzo driving the global creative and business strategy for Adidas basketball, and the creation of a new Fear of God athletics sub-label to accompany the brand's seasonal essentials collection and mainline offerings. So that's the gist of the partnership. I'm sure that as time goes on, it's probably going to expand more, but that is right now what they're looking at. So sorry, go ahead, Gabe. Finish.
I think I agree too. Like I don't think it really changes much. And overall, like the people who Adidas has worked with and has picked up and still has on their team,
Mm,
um, they really haven't made a dent in anything. I feel they're still number two and like a really far behind number two when you really look at the numbers. There's just too much of a gap.
mhm.
I feel, and
The
they just
biggest
have.
name Adidas, like the biggest name Adidas basketball could get right now that isn't signed to Nike would be like Steph Curry. Like that'd be like the closest best chance you'd have to elevate like your basketball stuff, I feel like.
But you don't think that they would push like since James Harden is one of their signature athletes, you don't think that they will try to push him now that he's in Brooklyn and like now on a super team and it's like, yo, let's try to
Who's been
get in office. We
who's
got to
been
get in the lab.
I mean who like and then again a lot of that stuff's like basketball only. Like when's the last time you seen Lillard's off court, when's the last time you seen Harden's off court type of deal. It's just one of those weird, even like the players they had before that, like Dwight,
Yeah.
but Derrick Rose, like who's actually wearing those shoes on a day-to-day basis to be like, oh, these are cool to wear. Like we used to wear Nike basketball like, on
Yeah.
a daily basis, right? Like I
Yeah.
mean, some of us still do wear Nike
Yeah.
Mhm.
basketball, even though they do look like a basketball shoe. But like again, you're not really going to see like somebody like pulling up on Instagram with some Derrick Roses. Like I just got the Derrick Rose 8, Valentine's Day, So
Yeah.
Even
it's just
yeah,
one
and
of those
my bad. Go ahead.
stature type of deals. I don't know. I just don't, you know.
They
Of course,
yeah.
I don't wear Adidas. I'm just speaking like on a business
No, yeah,
perspective
of
of it. But
course.
again, like how many times have you seen something of that sort? Through all the time we spend on social media.
Yeah.
Adidas never really made that push to have any sort of appeal, like you mentioned, off the court. And then you just go back to like Nike and Nike Sportswear, like early, like Nike had the EXT line or the sub line, which was focused on having a basketball shoe off the court. Um, so like they just made it have more appeal. They made it look better. They made colorways that fit off the court that people wanted to wear, and they just had they just hit all the check marks, or they checked all the boxes. And Adidas, I still feel they can't hit that, even with like collabs like the Lillards and Bape. That came along at like a good time where the Adidas Ultra Boost also had their Bape collab,
Yeah.
and it still didn't really take off the same way. So I just don't think they're ever really gonna make it over that hump.
Maybe
And
Cherry can work on the Kanye basketball shoe
See, there
because
you go.
The quantums look better off the court,
Yeah.
like just somebody wearing them than they do like on the court.
I,
I I want that shoe actually, the Quantum. Yeah, I
For the
like that shoe
court
a
or for
lot.
off the court?
Off the court, yeah.
Off the court.
It just look nice. I like that shoe. There's something about it.
it, I think because I was at first saying that I didn't like the shoe, and then as I saw it more, I was like, I kind of like it. Like I like this, yeah. Like Gabe
It's a
said, like
dope shoe.
there's something about that shoe that's just like really interesting. That I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, I'm game. Like and I'm not a huge like I'm not a fan of Kanye with his Yeezy line. Like
Mhm.
I'm the first to say like I'm not a fan of Yeezys, whether it was Nike or Adidas.
Mhm.
So there's only two shoes that he's ever dropped that I've actually been a fan of, and
Mhm.
the Quanums are one of those shoes where it's like, okay, I can see it, and I'm more interested to see it, like especially off the court, and see
Mhm.
how it fits and everything like that. Um, but I think with this could possibly be one of those things where you have now you have one of his guys in the Adidas family in a sense, and saying, okay, let's figure this shoe out so we can get better on court appeal for this. Because it seems
Kind
like
of
all the
wish.
players that wear it, they wore for All-Star Weekend when they came out in Chicago, and then
Well, that's because
that
the
was
shoe
it.
got banned. The shoe got banned by the league.
Wait, what? When?
Yeah, yeah. The Quantum was banned because it had too much 3M. So that's why there's separate. There's different versions of that shoe.
Oh
There's
shit, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it got pushed back, and then that's why now they have the quantum. Like, if you look at the boxes,
Mm,
one of them has quantum, like QNTM or QNTUM. I don't
mm,
remember, and then one of them has basketball, BSKT something. I don't know. um yeah, and that there's a reason why, because they got pushed back. I mean, and other reasons, like those two differences have, like, one of them's slightly higher cut than the other one of them's more
mm,
narrow, one of them is more padding. But the very first colorway got pushed back because there was 3M on the shoe, and the league didn't like that.
mm. Okay. Well, you learn something
Yeah,
new every day.
yeah.
Hold the hell up! I did not know that.
That's why there's such a gap in like when the shoe got announced and when the shoe came out.
Oh shit! This happened. Wait, this was in October.
Hmm.
The NBA will reportedly not allow players to wear the Kanye West upcoming Adidas Yeezy basketball shoes during games this season. According to ESPN's Nick DePaula, the NBA has
That
not
was probably
received.
that was probably October of 2019.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the shoe, the shoe would. Oh wait, what was that? The
Damn,
shoes
Chris,
would
that's a
not
whole ass
violate.
year where you didn't know anything.
I sure didn't. Yeah, the shoes would not violate the NBA's footwear color restrictions, which were significantly scaled back during the offseason. However, the shoe has a reflective 3M heel panel, which DePaul reports the league could potentially find distracting for both in-arena spectators and television viewers.
Yeah, because the whole panel, the whole wraparound is
Oh yeah,
3M.
because you could see, yeah, you see it.
Yeah,
They showed a picture of like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy. Well, shout to
Now you
that.
could look like you got disco balls on your feet, Chris.
No, well, I
There
don't.
you
I don't
go.
want disco balls. No. What's a see? Because like I think for me, like the only, and so I'm gonna go back to your KD collection. The
Mhm.
only shoe that was way too bright for me, and I still got it though, was the uh the Weatherman KD's. Was it the KD?
Four.
Was it that's the four?
This is the first time they came out, right? They've
Yeah,
done other iterations after.
He
yeah.
did
There
a
was different.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the four was the first one because I really liked it, and then finally got to a point where I was like, I want the
Chris,
shoe.
you had KD Weathermans.
Yeah,
What the?
yeah. If I find my hard drive that has all my pictures on, I'm gonna pull it up. Cause yeah,
Dude, those
bro,
are
I
like
was out here.
KD Weathermans and KD Nerfs are like my two
I was
holy
out.
grail KDs, bro.
I was out here.
Oh
Put some
my
respect
god.
on my name, Gabe.
I
Yo,
know Juan got
Gabe,
both of them. Let me find out Juan has both of them. I'm sure he
Gabe.
does.
I aren't those right? Aren't those it right there? The Weatherman back there, right over your right shoulder.
Which one over here? I don't think you can see it over here.
Uh
But
oh, I
I
thought it
actually
was
had
those.
both my first Jeep was wrapped with the Weatherman on the back.
Okay,
And
okay.
then my current Jeep is wrapped in Nerf all the way around. Like it looks identical to the shit.
Look at that, bro. Look at
Must be
that.
nice.
Look
So
at
Look at
that.
gotta
look.
gotta be able to catch some eyes while you're on the street. So ain't no point in paying
Just
for a bill. No point in paying for a billboard monthly whenever I'm up and down
hey,
That
the
makes
see,
city all the
sense.
time.
see,
So
yeah.
Look at
Let
that.
them know. Let them know.
Look
I
at
love
that.
that. I love that. But yeah. So uh, on
Lorenzo to Adidas to wrap that up is not
yeah.
making a difference, Chris. It's not. I said it here first.
I don't like how y'all both shake your head at me. Like I'm trying to make a case so that we can knock Nike off its pedestal. All right, they've
I
been
mean,
comfortable up there on on.
do we really need to though? Like, is
Nah,
any
we
no
need
one?
to. Puma, what's up? What we doing? You got me looking stupid on the show every week. What were we doing? You got LaMelo dropping triple doubles and double doubles and Charlotte. What we doing? Come on.
Sorry, bro. I'm
So
just
I'm
Jordan ain't letting that happen in his city.
he should have.
you think you think he called it in like hey. So I know that
He not letting
you're
that.
I know that you guys got one of my
You
players
think
under your
about it
contract.
though, long enough as if he's there long enough, he's eventually gonna be part of Jordan Brand.
I think most players end up becoming Jordan Brand when they go to Charlotte anyway.
When they go to Charlotte, like
Yeah.
Frank Kaminsky and just
Was
random players.
Kemba Walker came. Was he off top Jordan Brand?
No, he was Adidas.
Was he?
Yeah. He was Adidas,
What?
and then remember he was Adidas, and remember then he went. He had his little free agency summer for his between his contracts, and so
No,
he
I
was
thought that
rocking.
was John Wall.
I'm thinking of John Wall. I'm sorry.
John Wall's been on every brand. I feel like
Yeah.
that dude switches yearly.
Yeah, he went. He was. I'm thinking of John Wall. John Wall was with Adidas, and then in
Got
between
the
contracts, he did
Zig-Tags.
like a couple. Where he did the tens and all that stuff. Yeah, it was dope. No, Kimball. Yeah, was Kimball Walker always a Jordan brand?
Kimba
I think
had
so.
Zig tags. Jordan Kimba, possibly. He might have started at
think
Nike.
so.
You know, they usually start Nike and then they
Yeah.
like
Jordan has to
most
sign
part.
off on it first. Like, let me see how he
Obviously,
does first.
he was like, you know what, we're Zion straight to Jordan.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about like everybody else, like Westbrook, Blake Griffin, Tatum, you know, even Bradley Bill just got on, you know, to Jordan Brand. They all started Nike, like Team Nike, you know, and then they slowly moved their way up. So
Kemba
who knows?
Walker.
Maybe like, go ahead.
My bad, dog. My bad.
You're
Kemba
good.
Walker started at UA.
Oh shit.
He started at Under Armour, bro.
And then Jordan, and you know what I noticed when players change from, especially in Charlotte, when they go from whatever brand they're at to Jordan, it's always because Jordan be in the gym with them in all season, like, you know, doing like, you know, little workouts, but it's not like he's not like balling with them, but he'll just be like in there just shooting around. And then for some reason, whoever he's in the gym with in all season, they become Jordan brand right before the season. It's like, that's your meeting. Oh, that's how you do it. You get in there. He's gonna get LaMelo. Next year, he's gonna be like, yeah. So you had a great year, bro. Like, that was really good. Like, you look good as some 13s if you went up the court. Like, them triple doubles look really nice in some 13s. You know, Puma got me on a nice little contract. Hey, bro, what they paying you? Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's play horse. I beat you on horse. You join Jordan Brand. I think that's how it's gonna happen. By 2023, LaMelo is gonna be a Jordan Brand athlete.
I don't think he has any. Man. You seen Jordan, man? Jordan said, "Fuck them kids, bro." He don't care about picking up all these other younger kids on his team.
If LaMelo's dropping double doubles for him, he's gonna pick LaMelo up. He's gonna need him on. Like, you're telling that you got the face. You could say that you literally have the faces of the franchise for the next 10 years in your back pocket, making you money. With Zion, and you have LaMelo, who is, you know, by far one of the most talked about players, even when he's not doing anything.
And Doncic, right?
Oh yeah,
is like,
you saw him show up in the trophy rooms.
Oh, he has Luka. Luka's already Jordan Brand.
Yeah, he just like, yeah.
See now.
The only reason, and then like the only reason the Greek Freak won't leave is because he has his own signature shoe at Nike already. That's why they started that one ASAP.
Do you think like if Jordan was like, yo, if you come to Jordan Brand, we'll have two shoes for you in the tuck right now. Let's go.
I don't think like there's ever going to be like a signature shoe that anybody like wants. Again, like you don't see anybody. You don't see the cool kids wearing signature shoes. Like, you know, that was the way they were going to get Westbrook because of like his whole fashion statement and stuff like that. You know, him being into fashion and stuff like that. But it's like, how many years was Blake Griffin good and jumping over cars and he couldn't get past the Superfly?
But I think that became like a thing because of.
Can you imagine having a bad white boy wearing Jordans?
Man, I think I'm under the assumption that Luka is going to bring Jordan Brand when it comes to signature shoes to the forefront. I think Luka will do that for them. I don't think Blake Griffin was going to do it because Blake Griffin, you know, was a big man, and we know how signature shoes go with big men. It's not always the best. LeBron is the anomaly because, you know, it's LeBron. He's the GOAT. But I think Luka is good enough, and it's starting to turn a lot more heads, and to a point where they're just like, yo, he's just that good that he can get a signature shoe that he's gonna probably do right, and it's gonna be like, now Jordan, when it comes to signature shoes, it's like, okay, this is the bar. Luka's signature shoe, and I'm pretty sure by the start of next season he'll have a signature shoe that's
I
going
think
to
the
be the
problem is trying to put like, since it's already the Jordan brand, is putting Jordan before that. Like, oh, what's your signature shoe? Oh, it's the Jordan Luca one.
the Jordan
You know what
Luca
I'm saying?
one.
It's like it's hard to
Yeah.
put it behind Jordan. It's just like, how do you top Jordan? You know, like you go to Nike, they got 1,000 Nike shoes.
Yeah.
You know, they got Air Maxes, this, that, Tailwinds, you name it, Shocks, you name it, they got it, right? So it's different just going Nike brand. When you put like the greatest, you know, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and then you follow that up with the name, it's like, how do you follow that up?
Man, see
You
that
know, and
that's
design wise has always been weird. Like again, Chris Paul's, Melos, like Westbrook's, like who's rocking those like on a regular day basis, regardless of
we came a long
players.
way
So.
because Melo's first couple the little 1.5s and I was like, those were great shoes. We came a long way. Now nobody wants to buy. Like I think Westbrook's the closest thing to somebody saying, "Yo, I'll get a signature shoe from Jordan Brand." Other than that, everybody's looking at ones and
6 rings.
So, hey, I had the 6 rings. I love 6 rings. I love those shoes. They what was it, the Olympic ones?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They came out with the Olympic ones, and I had the ones. Their mid top Olympic ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those are dope. I had those.
Man, nobody could tell me that the 6 rings weren't fire. Like no, like everybody tries to clown them now when they're trying to like put them out. Like nah, you wasn't in school when these came out, and these were the shoe to step out in.
I like the Flint 6 rings.
Oh yeah,
I like
those are
that
fire.
one. I like that one a
Those
lot.
are definitely fire.
What
But
up,
yeah,
bro?
so I'm the minority when I say Fear of God is gonna change the culture at
Sorry, bro.
Adidas and on court. I'll eat that. I'm the only one here defending Puma, fighting for them to be better. It's cool. I'll take on Adidas as well. I got you. Hey Jerry, I got you, my G. Don't even worry about it. Me and you, we're gonna go through this. And I get to say, aha, I told you so to Gabe in a year when he kills it. So be ready for that. Next up, JD Sports Shoe Palace. So we last episode we talked about Supreme being acquired. And then so it just last year was weird. Like a lot of companies were getting acquired by different people on and off. And so now comes out JD Sports extends a footfold with 325 million dollars for Shoe Palace to acquire them as the company. So reading up on this, it was reading up on the thing. It was J Sports already has a couple other brands in their pocket. They just bought Shoe Palace. It's and from what it read, it was to help them help Shoe Palace because Shoe Palace is a good store, but it was to help with solidifying them as a store and marketing and being able to get out there more and kind of put them basically in this factory of you're good with us. You don't have to worry about stores closing, things like that. You're with us. You're in the system now to run. So I asked the question the only reason I brought this up was because we've had now was that 3 different companies be acquired over the last couple months. Is this becoming a trend where we're having these big companies start buying up retailers just to kind of get in a sense, create their own little team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if like even the regular consumer knows though. Like, so I don't really know like how much in that aspect, do people really know? Because like JD Sports, they also own Finish Line too, where they bought Finish Line within like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But I don't really think a lot of people know that like Champs is owned by, or it's Foot Locker, Champs, East Bay, Foot Action. Like I don't think that they really know. So I mean, I don't really know how much for a consumer.
Yeah.
Does that really affect on the back end? I mean, I don't really know who it's benefiting because it feels like all those companies aren't going to get the releases and stuff anyways. Like it's always limited to it's always limited to one brand or the other, or it's always limited to certain markets more so than others. So
I think these moves are just happening because places are falling under. So it's not necessarily to to for JD Sports to get bigger, I think
Mhm.
it's them just taking advantage of a market or a company that's not thriving. And I feel like brick and mortars are some of the very first places who were hit the hardest because of 2020 and because
Yeah.
most places were on lockdown. So I mean, I'm more surprised I'm more surprised at the fact that we didn't hear more companies getting bought out. Especially like shoe stores. Shoe stores fall under pretty fast. They fall
Mhm.
under it quickly. Um, and I mean, like for JD Sports to own Finish Line, I mean, Finish Line is one of the ones that kind of disappeared faster than you probably even could think of.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just looking to replace what they had at Finish Line, and they see Shoe Palace to have a better independent following than Finish Line did.
Mhm.
So I kind of see that at play. Um, but I don't, like Juan mentioned, I don't really think there's a benefit to the day to day average consumer.
Yeah.
For us, I think for them it's just getting bigger.
Mhm. Just using their basically their
I don't
money.
think they
So
rebrand anything. So I think it's just
no, no.
whoever
Yeah,
whoever owns
yeah,
it's getting, and he's getting money whether you go to that side of the mall,
Yeah,
that side of
yeah.
the mall, like wherever the store's at, he's making money everywhere. You know,
Which I
exactly.
that's like when you go to the mall and there's like 7 stands selling cell phone cases. They're
mhm.
all owned by the same person. Whether you
Yep.
buy it here, you're like, well, I'm gonna go check over there. You go over there, that's owned by the same guy too.
Yeah.
You know,
The
Yeah,
all
the
5 of them on
$3
every one.
difference that they're going to give you as a deal that they say is literally still going to be made up because the kiosk down there doesn't do deals, so they're still making it back regardless.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people because I think a lot of people well people in the city community know, but I think a lot of people don't know that. I think that this is just becoming one of those things where you like you were saying, like this is becoming just everybody is getting put under an umbrella. So like what you have like Foot Locker, ladies Foot Locker, kids Foot Locker, and then you have champs and all them under the same umbrella. It's kind of doing the same thing with when it comes to Shoe Palace, and then you have Finish Line because all these stores are all in the same mall, literally
Hmm.
within 10 feet of each other,
Hmm.
yet all getting this going to the same money's going to the same place.
Hmm.
Um, I just always wonder, like, is this becoming a thing? Because are we going to have like a situation? Because like you own a store, understand that it's totally different on your end, but having brands saying, okay, yo, this store that's in Oklahoma is doing really well. We're gonna add them to the family basically. Do you see that becoming a thing where now we're 5 years from now we're looking at every single store and they're all basically bought under one of three companies, how like Disney does with their movies and like their cinematic universes and Warner Brothers? Do you see that becoming a thing, or is it are we in 5 years could we still say, yo, there are independent stores that just are not being acquired for crazy amounts of millions of dollars for
Yeah, I
their
feel like
whole fan base?
all the corporate stuff will be all tied in. I mean, it's not just in our industry. It's like in, like, you ever drove by like a Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, or
Mm-hmm.
a Taco Bell, KFC,
Yep.
like all of those are owned by the same owner. And I'm sure they have other companies we don't know about. Or like,
Hmm.
you go to Vegas and every hotel's either MGM or Caesars,
Mm-hmm.
or along those lines. So it's just like, the people that have the money that are heavily invested in this are just going to continue to buy more that's within their industry to where, like, we're 25% of the food chain because we
Yeah.
own 25% of restaurants that come out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's probably
Yeah,
going to be, if it already isn't, probably going to be a norm thing.
yeah. I think all that is just business related. It has nothing to do with the type of stores or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just business relations, dude. These people in these rooms just want to
But
buy
it's
things up.
weird. While we're on it, I went to KFC last night. KFC no longer has, check this out. KFC no longer has potato wedges,
Uh-huh.
but they got French fries. I don't
What?
really know what the
Oh, is that why
difference.
they were doing those like $5 tenders box with fries? I just realized that.
I
Yo.
have no idea. But then, like Taco Bell has fries too.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Recently, within
I've
like the
had.
last
Yeah,
year or two. So it's
yeah.
just like,
I
I
just
don't
What?
know if
realized
there's
that.
ideas that cross from one label to the other. But I'm like, why would you get rid of potato wedges and put French fries at a chicken spot whenever your other companies already have fries?
that is so
I'm
like
upset now, bro.
yeah. Just realize that like
I didn't
I
know
don't eat
that.
KFC like that much, but like now that I know I don't have the option of wedges, like that kind of upsets me a little bit. Like yo, what?
I don't want to go there no more.
There's some
We're
there's some
boycotting KFC.
there's some food for your thought.
Oh, hey, come on, pun intended. I like
There
that.
it
I
is.
like
There it
that.
is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, just wanted to ask. So next on the list,
What up?
YG. YG and his
Don't do it to me, bro.
Cortez. We
Don't.
gotta
Come
do it. We
on,
gotta
man.
do it to you. We got to. With his Cortez drop. Um uh
That's how I feel about this, bro. That's how I feel about it. Look, that's how.
mm, oh damn,
That's
like,
how I
you gotta
feel
come
about.
back. Yeah.
That's how I feel about YG and his shoe, bro. Go ahead, man.
So
Go
so YG recently
ahead.
announced with a picture photo that he's been heavily dropping merch and clothes and like his clothing line, everything like that. And so
Mhm.
he announced that he was going to be dropping his shoe, the Flame, which weirdly looked like a Cortez, just no Nike logo, but a basically a fireball on the side where the swoosh would be. And a lot of people did not like that, which of course, as we are living in this time of post Warren Lotus, everybody of course goes back to was using YG's drop as well, is he going to get the Warren treatment? Because that shoe looks just like a Cortez. There is nothing about it that isn't.
I hope he does. By the way.
I kind of do too. And so of course now we are here back again talking about shoes either being counterfeit or inspired by
Like
whatever
bait,
shoe.
like Bates near shoe.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
exactly,
my
So it
exactly.
looks it
god.
looks like
That's
a
like
it
a
looks like an
one. Yeah,
Air Force tie, right?
yeah.
I don't even remember like the last time I saw it, but I was like, I know it looks like something.
Oh no, no, no. It looks like a one.
Yeah,
It looks like a Jordan 1. Yeah, the
Yeah, it looks
base. The
like a
base
yeah,
shoe.
Jordan
That's
one.
what
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
man.
um, I felt like it would be good to bring this back up because this has become the counterfeit
This is the
podcast
new thing,
basically of
bro.
shoes. So we feel very so want to kind of bring you to where we're at. We lived through the Warren. We talked about the Warren Lois situation. If anybody that's listening now does
Mhm.
not know or somehow was living under a rock when it happened, Nike sent out basically a cease and desist to Warren Lotus for his inspired uh, dunks that he had did that resembled the Jeff Staple pigeon dunk, and then the
Mhm.
Heineken dunk, and then
Mhm.
the Stussy dunk, and he was told, "Yo, no more. You got to stop that. You can't do that," because I'm still under the belief that when Jeff Staples went on the comments, it was like, "Yo, that is fire." In his club, I think that's when Nike's antennas went up, and that's when he got on the radar. Since then, he has pulled all orders. He is doing a Reaper style dunk that looks nothing like the other ones that look way worse. Um, that a lot of people are not feeling, but since he has basically stopped with the shoes, like, yeah, okay, I'm
Mhm.
done.
Mhm.
Nike in a sense won the settlement, or not the settlement, the case. He had to stop production on all his shoes that
Mhm.
looked like it they were doing, and then they did for his Reaper because of the midsole and the looks of the midsole and the outer sole. So he has now stopped production on all that. Now we've of course since then we've had an increase in brands like Soulfly or Soulboy or Soulfly, whatever, um, pulling out their shoes that look like ones, all that stuff. And
Mhm.
in this, with not even being able to get past it to where it's out of our memory of what happened with Nike and Warren, YG comes out with the Flame shoe that looks like a Cortez, and I feel like we have to sit and have a discussion again. Um, why
I'm upset at the name, bro. Like La Flame. He called it La Flame, right?
uh
Or the Flame.
the Flame,
The Flame.
the Flame.
Okay. It's just I'm
So
upset at that. I don't
for
like the
it'll be
shoe.
it'll be on the screen. But yeah, it's one of those for people watching. It should be here on the screen. But what are your thoughts? Because me and Gabe, because you've already can tell Gabe is just tapped out with having this conversation because we've had this conversation multiple times because it keeps coming out. We found in one of our shows, we found a chart that literally had a chart of all the different shoes that are based off of a Jordan 1 of some sort. And every single one, like there's some, creative ones in there of how they try to mimic the swoosh without it being the logo. But everybody is basically saying, and then we found the website where you could basically create a one and put any logo you want there. Um, Juan, I want to get your opinion. Like, how do you feel? Like, first thoughts on the Warren situation. Like, how did you feel about that? And then now looking at, like, you have YG, who is a mega superstar, coming out with a shoe, and it seems like as of right now, we haven't heard anything from Nike of like, yo, you can't do that. What do we? How do you feel about all
Yeah,
that?
it's definitely always a sticky situation. And obviously, I guess Jordan 1, I mean, that's one of the most iconic shoes in the industry. A lot of people are going to try to go with that one and, just go with it. But I know like YG has like a lot of like LA ties, right?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like why the Cortez might be his thing from,
Mm-hmm.
A West Coast type deal. But I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, I'm not a designer by any means either, but I feel like I don't like when people are like, man, I wish they would have created a shoe different. They would have made it better. And I'm like, what haven't you seen on a shoe yet that they haven't already made? Like, realistically, like we're day-to-day people. Like,
Yeah.
we don't like, there's only so much that circulates through our mind. Like, imagine someone that's designing a shoe that's like, this is literally what they do. Like, so, obviously, again, a lot of people have attempted to mimic that or have mimicked it or whatever, but it's just crazy. Like, you're talking about like, YG, he's big and well known, and then again, the bait looking a lot like that. I mean, they've had to seen this type of stuff. So I don't know.
Do you think that because I've always said here that I'm on the side of Nike when it comes to it. I get I get people wanting to be creative, but like that'd be like I use the example of, if me and Gabe we do the sneaker podcast, it's me and him. If we went out and basically got the same backdrop, the same setup as what's Complex's podcast? What's the name? What's it called? I always forget the name of it.
No free shout outs.
Yeah,
Number 2.
whatever their name is, but I like that. Whatever the name is, but if we did the same thing as them,
you had like the same titles and everything,
same title, all that, same backdrop, same setup, same format of the show, that would make us look unoriginal, regardless of what we talked about. Even if we didn't talk about the same topics.
But legally, that's different though, because legally we're not unoriginal. You know what I mean? Like these companies are legally unoriginal, bro. Like they're literally using a coloring book and just slapping their brand name on it, and that's totally different than us intentionally trying to mimic another podcast, like a physical presence.
But I think the only reason why I say it, because I feel like it's one of those things where you have like, it's so like, let's take you on Kicklahoma, like
almost like the Reeves did like the ones too, right? I heard of that brand. I mean, it's just so many going with that one. But so would it be more so better if somebody just took 30 pair of Jordan 1s and like found a way to stitch a logo or do a logo and just say, hey, Jordan 1, Kicklahoma custom per se? Like,
because that's and so like that was the discussion we had on a previous episode with Reggie about, there's a difference between a customizer doing a one off or one of three kind of thing, but if you're producing these to where you could do pre-orders, that's a different thing, because now you're creating this as if this is your own. If somebody came out and took your Kicklahoma logo and just was like, and we're gonna change the L to a lace, and then we're gonna take out one letter and change it, you would still be like, yo, that's still, I still built that for you. Like at the end of the day, I still built that people know that because of me, not because of you. And I think, that's why I'm on the side of Nike, where it's like, yo, regardless of how you feel about our company, and like if you feel that we beat up on a little guy or whatever, the reason why this is because of us, not because of you. You didn't do anything revolutionary that made people say, yo, that is better than that. It's no, the only reason why people like it is because what we did. And I think that goes with the same with customers when they do these one-offs. Is like, yeah, there are people that do like, yo, I'm gonna take switch off, like you said, and put like, stitch in my own logo. But it's like, yo, it's dope because it's one or two, and it's like, yo, we'll never see that. But like when you have like a Warren situation, or like even like this YG situation, where it's like, yo, you got a factory putting these out, like you're doing this, and people are gonna look at it from a distance, are gonna say, yo, those are Cortezes, or yo, those are Dunks,
Mm-hmm.
instead of, oh, those are the Flames, or oh, those are the Warrens. No, nobody's gonna say that. And so I always hated the sense of like people always trying to say, well, Nike, is making billions of dollars. Why should they care? It's like, because if you work hard for a brand to get it to where it's at, why would you want somebody to be able to profit off it with the most bare minimum creativity it takes to create that? Like you're taking one logo off of a shoe, and it's not like you guys are doing it for other shoes. Like if you're just doing this, you guys are doing either a SB Dunk or a Jordan 1. That's the only ones that you guys are doing. Like you guys, like if you're gonna be original, at least do, yo, we're gonna do. Didn't you say, Gabe? Didn't you show me somebody trying to do a 3 at one point? They were trying to do
Uh,
a. They were doing like a 3
that was
silhouette.
that was that was John whatever his name is.
Oh, John Geiger.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
this was
Geiger.
but that was his first shoe in like 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
that
it's like,
was he tried to mimic someone else's custom.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I think
Now
it's,
he just does the reconstructive stuff, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
he just did an Air Force One. Like, let's like, if we're gonna just keep it a buck, it was an Air Force One low that he did, and he, instead of it saying AF1 on the midsole, it says JG,
GF1.
yeah, GF1, and he like, it's like all where all the logos are supposed to
Or
be, he puts he
JG1.
puts he
Yeah.
puts a G
No,
for
it's
the
just
logo. So it's one of those things where it's like, that's like, for me it just seems lazy.
mm-hmm.
YG, it seems like, I get it, yo, you're LA, that's your thing, you've been seen in Cortez's your whole career, we get it, but it's just like, that just seems so lazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Gabe, I got, I gotta get your thoughts, because I really want, like, because now we're at this
I
point
mean,
where we're
I
doing
just
this
don't get it,
multiple
bro. Like
times.
I really don't get it. Like I don't get it. I don't understand why people will like to do it. I don't understand when presented with the idea someone says it's cool, or I don't, it's just I have a fixed mindset to this approach. I don't like it. Not that I, and even saying I don't like it sounds very negative, because there are some times where I'm like, damn, that one actually looks kind of cool. I just don't like that. Um, okay, this is where we are, but ultimately it's a reflection of like the market's mass interest is the Air Jordan 1, is the Nike SB. So like ultimately we kind of are to blame ourselves as a whole,
Mhm.
because the that's where the attention that we're given, that's where it's going. um but overall, like, it's just uncreative to me, and I don't like it.
Okay.
And for someone like YG, at that stature, that level, it's even less like a, I don't know, it's just lame. Lame. This is the only word I got for it, bro. That's it. I don't like it.
Oh, Juan, any
Any
Yeah.
closing thoughts, bro?
yeah.
Pass.
Hey,
There it is. I'm telling you.
yeah, I think it's becoming like a numbing thing for a lot of people, and because you see, if you when you see these companies do this, and especially like YG, it was, everybody was like, yo, is he gonna get the Warren treatment? Like, it was just Warren comments
Mm-hmm.
all through the post. And so
Mm-hmm.
you see that now with everybody. Like, anytime somebody posts a shoe that is a one or a dunk of some sort, it's always the Warren comment, because I think that's such a thing. And I'm all for, yo, Nike, yo, if you can clean it up, by all means, do what you got to do. um
They just did Nike and someone else did a online raid, right? Where they
Yeah,
shut
like 500
mm,
sites or something.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So they should do the same thing for releases of this nature like
Yeah, I
that.
think I think they're gonna. I think this will be one of those things where they this year it's gonna be a lot more people. They're gonna start honing in on a lot more people when it comes to their companies, and so um I would say good luck to all the companies out there that are banking off of these ones that they created.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hopefully you clear out your inventory before they get you when they come
Mm-hmm.
for you. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, well, on to the next. Baron Davis and Master P looking to buy Reebok
Mm-hmm.
to turn it into a black owned company.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, thoughts?
Why? Like
Almost at
I
the it's almost at the same level of that Puma discussion we were having earlier. Like
yeah, like I get it. I get the like I don't even want to say like the support or it's the words aren't really coming to mind. Like I
Hmm.
get what you're trying to achieve
Hmm.
by creating a black owned business of that level.
Yeah.
Um but I feel like especially Master P who was very business oriented, like you could easily look at Puma and say that company doesn't make sense. Like why am I gonna waste my money at the fourth place spot, the fifth place spot? So that's where it really doesn't make sense to me. If he's always been that intelligent person on that level, whether it's been music, a lot of people in the music industry have kind of named Master P as that sort of influence as
Yeah.
opposed to um, inside of the studio because music wise
Hmm.
he wasn't really as as advanced than he was up here, I guess, trying to make a dollar. So that it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why Puma?
Oh, Reebok.
Why? I
Reebok,
mean, Reebok.
Reebok,
Why?
even
Why?
worse,
Why?
even
Why?
worse.
Even worse.
Couldn't even
Uh,
remember the name of the company.
oh man.
Yeah, like why?
Uh,
Why Reebok?
so quickly before I get your thoughts, Juan. This is the quote of Master P
Mm-hmm.
explaining the reason.
Mm-hmm.
So as we focus on turning Reebok into a lifestyle brand, not just a basketball brand, our most important initiative will be to put money back into the community that built this company. Master P and Davis, Baron Davis, who he's going to partner with to try to acquire it, aim
Mm-hmm.
to give smaller footwear companies a chance to be distributed by Reebok and offer a platform for African Americans to own a piece of the athletic footwear and apparel pie.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, before I get your thoughts, it looks like from the quote, and we so far it hasn't been. They said that they've been talking. It says like the talks are being getting closer,
Mm-hmm.
um, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he's trying to create because we had that great post of how much money Shaq made off his shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and like him being sold at Walmart and Payless and all that stuff, and how
Mm-hmm.
much money he made and was able to give back to the community off of that, and
Mm-hmm.
be able to give shoes for people that didn't have money to buy Jordans and Nikes, it's like that,
Mm-hmm.
at a young age. It
Mm-hmm.
looks like from the quote that he's trying to turn Reebok into basically a
A platform.
yeah, platform for these for smaller brands to be able to sell their shoes and
Mm-hmm.
sell their apparel through the Reebok push of whatever following they have.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I get it as as a black man. I understand, and I really applaud it because that would mean that we have a company that is in the culture, because it is a shoe brand, in the culture that is aware of somebody that looks like me and is not and has people at the table that look like me and not people that are just like, hey, do you think that this will be racist if we release it? Them actually knowing beforehand and not having to have a situation where something comes off as insensitive or something feels like they're trying to capitalize off of trauma or our our need to want to feel like we're making a change in our community. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
like I've come on the show and I've applauded Nike for being one of those companies that are at the forefront of trying to build, the community up. I'm not in Nike's office. I don't know exactly how sincere it is, but from the outside looking into that company, it looks like they're really trying to make it an initiative. They have the athletes, they have the people that can get that message out.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud them for it. Master P and Baron Davis now are saying, "Yo, Reebok is of course probably the only company out right now that they could acquire, but to be able to do that because every other brand is way too far up and that price.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the initial price tag was $2.4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they can't do that with any other brand. Like that price tag is way too high. So I'm thinking they're looking at Reebok, especially with Reebok having the issue with the Reebok Fit CEO or owner coming out with the racist statements and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Yo, why not have a brand in the community that is black owned and is not going to have this issue where people can't say that they don't feel like they can't trust a brand and are capitalizing off of our culture."
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, but Juan, give your
But to go off
thoughts.
of that, like realistically,
Mhm.
if that was owned by them, do you think that pulls people of our color that are going to buy Jordans? Like, I'm going to buy Reeboks because Master P owns it, or
That's a valid question.
I don't. So as and this is strictly speaking from the culture that we're in, the single culture that we're in.
Yeah.
I don't think that it moves the needle for
Mm-hmm.
anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it moves the culture in any way unless they come out with something that is really cool. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think for us, and Gabe, we've had this conversation on the show before about it feeling like the community just kind of moves on when it comes to topics about
Mm-hmm.
inequality and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just when's the next off-white drop? When's the next union drop? That's all they care about. Blogs do it, all that, where it's like, yeah, it's sad, it sucks that this happened in the community. Anyway, so Jordan 13 is dropping on Friday, price tag 190 kind of thing. I think for the community itself, it won't change anything because I don't think the community has ever cared that much
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
about anything outside of when is the next Yeezy drop coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that if they could create a design, create a silhouette, a shoe that gets into the community and is a hit, I think that it could start the conversation of, well, if you keep this going, people are going to be paying attention. So if you're making change in the community, people are willing to listen. I think
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have Reebok doesn't have that rapport with the community for us to be like, we care about what's going on. The people
Mm-hmm.
that really care about the genuine nature of brands and like what they do outside of just what they release, I'm 100% sure are going to be like, yo, this is cool. I'm paying attention. Tell me more. If if they don't drop anything life shattering, I think it just becomes one of those things where, like you said, it becomes a Puma where it's like, yeah, that's nice and all, but nobody's going to remember that this happened. It's just going to be Master P and Barry Davis sitting in the office wondering why nobody's reposting any of the shoes that they dropped, if that's what they're trying to do. Because we know that Master P has had his thing with basketball and wanting to break into basketball as an owner, as a creative. Does this? I don't think that changes anything because Reebok doesn't have never had that in the first place.
So I'm telling you, like it doesn't it doesn't really seem like a decision that makes sense or a difference for even just them two.
Mhm.
Like not even trying to understand it on a whole culture level with all the other brands mixed in and everything else. Like just looking at them two, do they even gain from this?
Mhm.
I really don't think they do.
I think Master P is the only person that gains from this. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Juan. Sorry.
I mean, y'all guys kind of already touched on a lot of it for the most part. I mean, I
I'm
think
telling you.
it'd be more valuable if they just created their own brand.
Was
Be
it
better
Master?
off.
Was it Master P trying to create his own brand at one point? If I'm not mistaken.
I specifically couldn't tell you.
I wouldn't know, bro. I don't
Because
keep
I,
up with people like Master P. To
because
be
I, I,
honest,
I think,
I just
I
don't.
think the sole reason for this is because of the fact, like I say, he mentions basketball. I think because he was in the NBA at one point, he
Hmm.
has openly said that he wanted to own a team.
Hmm.
I think that for him, buying Reebok means I'm in the league now, regardless of how big or small. I'm in the league. So I can
No.
now create something for the court. It it would be better if if you had like a John Wall still on the team or something like that. But I think for him, I think him having Reebok, it automatically solidifies him as in his mind, I'm in the culture now. I'm on
No,
the
dude,
court, I'm in
because
the
dude,
culture.
2.2 million, you could have bought the Clippers for that price.
Yeah.
That price. So like that, I don't think that's it either. Like there really is nothing to gain.
But if that's the case, don't you think that because if like Juan said, if he creates his own brand, yeah, it'll be greater because it's his brand, people can get
Hmm.
behind it. But I
Hmm.
think that there's a certain thing when it comes to buying something that's already established and then just putting your philosophy into it. Because if it's his own brand, it's a lot harder for him to say, okay, we're going to create something for basketball and for the inner city that people are going to like. It's just going to become one of those off brands that are just like, yeah,
I
well,
think you're
let's hope
wrong, bro.
that you.
I think it's easier for him to do that. Like Reebok's not even in the conversation. So you're buying a company that you're now making it. You're putting in extra effort to get a company who was never even invited. When you could have just create your own company that has no one has a prejudice towards it. If anything,
I mean,
people are
how many people bought the Big Ballers 3 or the BBBs?
yeah
I mean,
like
they had terrible customer service, but
There's people still
they
waiting
were
for those
buying
shoes.
those, they were buying those shoes.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I think that's a good
and that's
example.
just some crazy guy that didn't play in the NBA running his mouth.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you had a actual mind behind it, like Master P, it might actually turn out well. But
But
yeah, he
yeah.
it's
See,
didn't.
definitely hard to start a brand. People ask me if I want to do clothing brands and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
oh yeah, I'm
So
straight.
many of them. There's so much competition. So I could see the point of wanting to buy Reebok. You kind of get that head start, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's a lot of money you're putting forward for who knows what
Yeah,
your actual outcome's going to be of it.
yeah. So like you said, like that was my only that was my only thought process of it was like that gives him a head start out the gate. Like he's not starting from zero. Like of
Hmm.
course he's Master P and it's Baron Davis, so they automatically have a stock with people. Like people love
Hmm.
Baron Davis, people love Master P. But I think with them it gives them a sort of a head start in that arena if that's what they're trying to tap into. Reebok's there. They may not be inside, and people are not paying them any mind, but at least Reebok already has a pipeline created because they created because they were able to acquire like a John Wall and had
Hmm.
and John Wall, and that was at the height of John Wall being who he is. So if you already have that, like, well, we know how to get there. You guys just have to figure it out to stay there. I think that he's like to him. I'm pretty sure it's like it makes more sense than to start my own brand. And he has already all these other ventures that he's already created. So it's like, you know. But I just asked because I'm a fan of the underdog. Puma,
Hmm.
um, Reebok
Reebok,
now I'm
bro.
at
Any
Reebok.
brand but Nike. Any brand but Nike, Chris has got you.
I got. I'm just if you put me in the office, I can help. I can tell you what the people need. You don't need like Puma is out here digging up silhouettes from the 1830s to and doing new colorways on it, thinking that's what people are gonna buy. I just put me in the office. I got this. Get Unlaced as in the Reebok building. Me and Gabe got you.
I don't
Right?
know, Chris.
Right, Gabe?
That might just be you on that one, bro.
Oh, you're not coming,
I don't know if I want to work with with Reebok, man.
man. Well,
Come on.
our first call is gonna be Juan. Well, yeah, Juan. We at Reebok. What's up?
Yeah, man.
We we're bringing you on as a designer. We need your insight.
No thanks, dude. No.
I already told you I was terrible with designing. I could
oh,
shoot. I can't even draw stick figures. Like, get me in
hey,
trouble.
Reebok isn't missing this whole entire time. We can learn this thing together. We good. We got this. We start from scratch anyway. No expectations.
Yeah, we'll have a day one. We'll all have a day one class.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. So next on the list,
What up, bro?
last on the list, I late entry because I felt like it was something that needed to be talked about. Because let's get into 2021.
Mhm,
Drake, potentially dropping a shoe in the
mhm,
fall of
mhm,
2021.
mhm.
Drake's Certified Lover Boy album is supposed to come at some point in January. We're almost out of time. So Drake, what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
I need the feels. What's going on? But shots of him in the studio surfaced of him and a Nike was a Nike Air Terra
That shit.
sort of shoe, and it was rumored that he had his own shoe coming out, and now it looks like the rumors are true that this fall he will be dropping a signature shoe. Have you guys got to see the? Have you guys looked at the shoe? Have you
The
guys
that
seen?
shit.
Yeah, have you guys seen the? Have you
Oh,
guys
white
seen the
one,
shoe?
So
right?
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna keep it real, and this is just like going with every other little designer and stuff like that. Like again, it's one of those shoes where like the Jordan 4 I feel did well, the Jordan 8, the Jordan 12 because it's
yeah,
a Jordan collab. But like off of that, like look at the other people that Nike has done a shoe with, like Kendrick Lamar had a Cortez.
yeah.
You know, obviously there's been other athletes. Is there ever really been a crazy buildup on, you know, I mean, there's a couple here and there, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously like the Travis Dunk,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Something of that sort, right? But right now you could put Travis on a space hippie and everybody would buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it's just like it's one of those where there's been shoes here and there. There's been times where some of those shoes have been bigger, like the Paul Rodriguez dunks and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But like, look at the Mexico one that just dropped the white with the red and the green. Those
Mm-hmm.
go for below retail.
Yeah.
So it's just another one of those shoes where if it just looks like a casual shoe, I don't think people are like, oh, I got to get the Drake shoe, you know, as opposed to whenever you know the 4s and the 12s and the
Yeah.
8s.
Um, it looks boring. It looks boring like a lot of Drake's shoe. Oh, 90% of Drake's collabs or whatever. I don't even like calling like his shoes like Drake collabs. This is weird because no one has, like Juan mentioned, no one has really had success other than Travis Scott. Like
Hmm.
really, like no one has really done anything with anyone attached to their name other than Travis Scott.
Hmm.
I feel like
And then the Weatherspoon, that was it. Realistically, over the
the
last couple of years,
the who's the other one?
the Sean Weatherspoons, the Air
Okay,
Max
yeah,
97s,
Yeah.
and then
that's
Sean, like
literally like it.
so Sean,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like Drake, you kind of should have something better looking, man. I'm just tired of his black and gold or white and gold, and that's all it is, and I don't like it, and it's boring.
But but like, do you like so the only the thing I asked about Drake
What
is,
up?
do you think that it's because he sees a Travis Scott who is can't miss at this
I think
point?
they're just two different approaches, and I really do think at this point this really is what Drake likes. And even if you look at like his OVO pop-ups,
Hmm.
a lot of those things are black tees with gold letters, white tees with gold letters. Like even then, it's not like we say we've had this conversation and we'll say that a lot of these bigger names aren't in those meetings, and
Hmm.
maybe Drake is, and maybe this is what he likes, and if that's the case, then that's whack. That's, like I really don't have an opinion towards any of most of those shoes.
So you're automatically saying that, yeah, you're not a fan. You're not looking forward to it.
And even on this one specifically, like I get it, like on the 10
Hmm.
and the 12 he used a lot of that stingray.
Hmm.
um that was dope. That was a cool like little like texture switch up that was different than just normal leather or tumbled leather or whatever the case. So that was cool. They added like some like, oh, all right, that was looking nice right there.
Hmm.
Um but I don't even think this one has any. I was looking at a photo right now that Sneaker News posted, and it looks like a literal all white leather
Yeah, that's what it
um
looks like. Yeah.
Air Terra, and I'm good. I'm I'm good off these, man.
Do you like, because I'm 100% sure
What
that
up?
he's gonna do a different colorway, because I don't think that he's just gonna
Black and
sit
gold.
black. Yeah, he is. Black go for sure. I could go for sure. But
Bro.
I think because with this new partnership with Nike, especially with doing having a subline
Mm-hmm.
with Nike and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe he might open it up a little bit more with Crazy because like you said, like we know he's gonna do black and gold. We know he's gonna do white and gold.
Mm-hmm.
We know that that's coming, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe he opens it up a little bit because of the fact that now I'm doing a line with them, so we need to step it up. And if I want this to be its own thing, it needs to be more than just an OVO collab in a sense, basically like, oh, just to go with the album artwork every year that I drop an album. Like I need to do more colorways and more. I'm gonna have more more colorways, more designs, stuff like that. Like, do you think that he may open up the book a little bit, or Nike is willing to say, hey, here, do whatever you're looking for, go ahead and do it, because it's
I think
Drake. You know,
I
he's
think they're just using his name, and he's really not a part of any of these conversations. And now to go back to the original question,
mm,
this is all coming together with Jerry leaving. So when you think about it, this could literally just be Nike's
mm,
in-house takeover or replacement to um Fear God.
they knew Jerry was leaving, and it was like, yo, Drake,
Yeah.
I guess it's your turn.
That now that damn, I just thought about that. Like, yeah, they just created a solution in house
Mm.
and just made Nocta
Nocta,
NOC.
yeah,
Yeah,
Nocta. Okay,
Nocta, bro.
I
Whatever.
don't. Is that abbreviation for something?
I, just- I
Not that
mean,
you don't think it'd be like nocturnal, like the owl.
Okay,
that's a good one. I like that
see,
one.
look at this. See, I,
I
I
don't,
would I
but
would I would have never thought that. I would have never thought that. I would have
yeah, I
Nocta.
mean, that's a good one. But now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I
They
think
want it to
that
be Nautica, and then you just put O's instead of A's, and they're like,
Like, yeah, well, no, we can't do Nautica, but we can do Nocta. Like, yeah, I like that.
yeah, bro. So I think that's what it is here. It's a cover up, bro. It's a,
I
it's
feel
a
like a
cover
lot
up.
of these, like, I mean, as much as people want them and like people like them, I think the people that are listening to this type of music and stuff of like the Drakes, the YGs, the Kendrick Lamars, and stuff like that aren't kids per se, more
Mm,
so maybe grown men. So it's hard to like, if something looks like that, is a grown man really want to jump into that
mhm,
per se, as opposed to like what I feel like sells better for Nike is like, even though they go on sale and stuff like that, is the Nike basketball, because most of the people that are buying that are like kids,
yeah.
that are watching Kyrie on TV, that are watching Katie, that are watching, Giannis and Paul George like that. So I always get like very, very like, I don't really feel like musicians help, greatly with these brands. Like I feel like these brands are already what they are with
Mhm,
who they are, that these basically, I feel like these musicians get more clout off of signing with the brand,
okay.
than they actually do for the brand.
Because it goes because it I like
That's
Gabe was saying.
valid.
Yeah, like Gabe was saying, like I think it's like one of those things where maybe it's just Nike is getting more from it than Drake is. Drake is just, being able to put a a catchy line in a song about being with Nike. And, I think does but we see such an increase with artists joining brands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think we've gotten so used to Travis Scott, and we've seen Travis
Mm-hmm.
Scott and Kanye work so well
Mm-hmm.
in all their ventures with their brands. Do you think that it's one of those things where it's like a Drake who is, out of the stratosphere as an artist, like he is not there's no way he's ever going to be looked at less than the greatest, one of the greatest. Do you think that it's just now it's, yo, what else can I be successful at? Because Travis Scott, I don't think, like when I look at Travis Scott and his connection with like Jordan Brand and Nike, it's like that. I don't think it was ever, yo, what else can I be good at? It was just, yo, partnership, cool, let's rock, and let's create something cool. Do you think like with like a Drake, it's just more of, okay, well, what else can I be better at? Nike is like next on the list of, can I create something that is unforgettable for Nike, because he is a person that we see that has a lot of shoes. Of course, money, of course, connections. He's gonna have everything, but seems like he's very aware of the shoes that he wears, when he wears them, and how he talks about them. Do you think that he's just looking at Nike as like, well, let's see if I can create something that is unforgettable through the Nike brand and through the Jordan brand, like how Travis Scott does, like we were talking about Gabe with the Travis Scott ones, where that's going to be an unforgettable shoe. That is a shoe that basically set a timestamp in the culture. Do you think Drake is trying to create that with Nike?
I think just Drake's past his time. Like, Drake was hot like 2 or 3 years ago on
Mhm.
like, like that's when maybe something of his sort should have came out in the middle of all those Jordan releases.
Mhm.
And I feel like for Travis Scott, given 2023 maybe, and Travis Scott's going to be out, and we're going to be
Mhm.
in. They're going to be in with somebody new.
You think Travis
You
Scott by
know.
2023 is just like you
Oh
think he's?
yeah.
Do you think he's going to plateau at like around?
Has he not already?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's just a lot of there's just more time now in between what he's doing. I think that he just came with banger after banger of like all his shoes and this and that. Um,
Because we're not
but
getting a six till what, the spring?
what up?
We're not getting
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
sixes
but I
till the
mean,
spring.
the original spring, the original six didn't even really take off though.
Well, so
Oh,
did it. So
So
did so did the fours. The fours didn't take off either. At first, they were sitting at $400 to $500, and now they're $1,000. And the sixes are still sitting. They're kind of going up.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, I don't think
but if an
I don't.
original colorway didn't do well, why would you do a second colorway?
No, 100%. No, I agree with you there.
And that's kind of like, we're going with that is like, he didn't follow up the four with the six. So it's like,
Yeah.
he did the ones and stuff, but it's like, maybe you should have just seen if you could do a different number and see how that one goes.
Or gave the people the sixes that they didn't want, the yellow ones, which
The
Yeah, the
yellow
I
ones.
think,
55. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
But nah, dude. I think to go back to the question and to close that one out, I really also think that Drake is past that time, where he carries any type of real weight in any kind of collab. Um, his fanboys will really carry the collab, but in
Mhm.
terms of winning people over, I don't think he's going to get new people.
Yeah, because yeah, and I'm speaking. Yeah, and so like I'm speaking towards like strictly towards the sneaker community itself. Like we know fans are gonna, of course,
That's what I'm saying.
jump. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Hmm.
I don't think new people in I don't think people who don't like him or don't like things that he's already done will ever like him going forward with anything, any new collab, because he's kind of already set. He's already had multiple collabs where it's kind of
Yeah,
been the same thing over and over
yeah,
and over again, where you kind of expect less. With Travis, it's kind of different every single time, so
yeah.
it's a little something. You get new stuff almost every time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, let's.
Sorry,
I just
Drake.
sorry, Trey. I, I'm pretty sure he's still gonna sell out everywhere.
Oh
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
he's gonna milk it till there's nothing left, and then yeah, I honestly think that he's probably more focusing on the clothing than the shoes. If I'm being honest, from and again, the shoes haven't even like been like, yo, this is what it's gonna look like kind of thing. So who knows what that is, but it seems like
Well, I
with
think
Drake.
the push actually is the line and clothing, and the
Mhm.
shoes. We just give it more attention because we like shoes, but the shoes is
Yeah,
really just an afterthought.
yeah,
Like it's not even a real. It's not even a new shoe. It's just a collab. Like
yeah.
it's just gonna be all white. We know this already. Yeah, just let it go.
what
Like
what if he comes with a green then?
I mean,
What if he comes with a nice green and is like, yo, Gabe, what's up? How do you feel now?
I'm still not gonna like it, bro. Just sorry, Drake. It's just not. I'm good.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that is, I think we have caught up pretty much on everything, like major,
Mhm.
caught up on everything major.
Mhm.
So I wanted to go in and I wanted to close all this out before we got into Gas or Pass. with questions to Juan because I feel like we got a little bit of you in the beginning, but
Yeah.
definitely want to talk because you are like we mentioned before, just a um KD aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
To put it like you're known for your KD collection. Um, is there a KD that or a KD shoe that was something that you liked or something that like a colorway that you didn't like, but then it grew on you? Like, what was like that one shoe for you that was like, I'm not really feeling it, but as time went on, or maybe you saw it in person, you were like, yo, no, actually, this is like fire. Like, do you have one of those? Like, do you have one of those?
Uh, not really one. I mean, not really. I either like hate it or don't. It's not. I'm one of those. I don't really know if like a shoe like over time like kind of
Like,
grows
grew
on
on
me,
you?
but yeah. I mean,
Mm.
I get them all now, regardless if I think I like the color or not.
Hmm.
And we'll give it a run. We'll give it a run once or twice, on a rainy day or something. But I don't know if there's ever just like been one that just like. I mean, they're at the. I mean, the one where I was gonna completely like stop was the first KD6, the St. Pleasant, which was like yellow and teal,
Uh-huh.
right down the middle. And it had happened because I had just bought every KD5 and got every KD5 easily. And then the last five they wanted to drop was the What the. Well, they did the
Hmm.
little raffle system through the What the, and I didn't hit.
Uh-huh.
And after that, it was like at that time it was $600, and I was like, dude, I just bought every KD5, and I can't even buy the What the at the end of the year
Yeah.
because it's like $650. And this is when I was working like some BS job or something
Hmm.
somewhere making $10 an hour, $11 an hour. So saving
Yeah.
$650 for a pair of shoes that takes a process. So
Yeah.
then that first KD6 was going to drop this St. Pleasant colorway, and I was like, yeah, I don't like it, so I'm not doing it again. And then they dropped like two or three colorways that I bought all the sixes, and then I was like, you know what, just buy the teal and the teal and the yellow one, and from there on it was just like every every pair from there. But it's just like the teal and the green, the teal and that yellow. I haven't even worn it yet because
Oh, for
I
real?
don't really know what to wear it with. Like
Wow.
the colors are just weird. Like I don't know.
All right. I got a question. I got one now. What do you feel like? Okay, so being a KD fan and being into the shoe, right? Do you feel like 1, 2, 3, and 4 were really good, and 5, 6, 7 were like and then kind of 8, 9, and 10 and so on kind of brought you back in, or did you just not have? Were you unfazed by the ugly days of the KDs?
I mean, I guess probably the uglier days would be like the ones and the fives.
Okay.
I'm honestly like I'm not in love with the four like everybody else seems to be. It's
Okay.
just not
Okay.
comfortable. Everybody's like, it's like a nice design. Like my favorites are the two threes, and then we jump to like eight and tens and nines. Like I
Okay.
skip, everybody loves the fours, and I'm not really like a high top person. So like the ones and the fives, like I wear them and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But it's just one of those that's like, I prefer the low cut stuff, the twos, the threes, the
Hmm.
tens. Even nowadays, like the 13s, they started going up a little bit more after he, popped the Achilles and stuff,
Yeah.
like trying to
Mm-hmm.
make it more of a mid. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those where it makes it a little weird. So like the eights, nines, tens, all those low cuts, I like because I wear them with shorts or pants, which the fives and the ones, I do it too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody say, yo, why are you wearing those with shorts? I'm like, you wore them in basketball game with shorts. Like,
It's the same
well,
thing.
Yeah.
what's the
Yeah.
difference, Like,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Okay. So unfazed, bro. Unfazed.
I never had the
I'm
with the KD4s. I always had an issue because I like the strap used to always bug me because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, how loose should I wear the strap? Should I wear like super tight or should I just like kind of like because like I used to wear like I wore my KDs a lot with pants and so it's just like, yo, if I don't like pull the strap like a little bit back,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look like I'm wearing like bell bottom pants because it would just cover the whole entire shoe. But like the K4s like were one of those shoes that like I didn't like when I first over a while I was like I don't like them, but then as time went on, I started looking at some of the shoes. I was like, yo, they're actually not that bad as a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then at a certain point, it was just like, okay, I'm kind of sold. I think the Aunt Pearls were like the one that sold me the most because
Mhm.
I was I was on like an Aunt Pearl kick for some reason, like when it came to like the pink Nike basketball shoes, and so that was probably the shoe that was like, okay, I like really fuck with this shoe a lot. But then after a while, like I don't, because I'm not a huge fan of like the high top KDs.
Mhm.
I've said that before. I'm not a huge fan. Um, like you were just talking about the mid, like his 13s like that. Do you think that from where he's at now with his shoe, do you think that it can get better, or is it just gonna gradually, like, or do you think it'll get worse? 'Cause I think it got worse over time. Do you think there's a point where
I definitely think as he got older, like from the 8 on, it's been like a lot of comfort. So like 8 through 13, it's a lot of comfort. And obviously
mm,
he's had foot injuries, you know, with the 6 was whenever, or, you know, the 7 and the 6 was when he had his foot injury here in Oklahoma
mhm,
City. And I think, you know, as they get older, they've moved into more of comfort for him because obviously the
yeah,
shoe's built for him.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think that's kind of like the approach that they've taken um, more recently.
I don't think I ever asked this, and I don't know if you've ever mentioned it, but does Katie like know you, like, yo, that's the guy that, you know, rocks my stuff, like he's the guy.
We have conversations all the time.
There
Oh
it is,
shit,
bro. There it
that's
is.
cool.
Yeah,
I never because I
yeah,
never looked into it, so I never knew. But I always assumed, I was
right.
like if I was a basketball player and there was a guy that literally wore all my shoes like all the time, I would want to know this guy, and I would definitely be like, yo, after a season, yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Like
Yeah,
the for like the colorways I don't wear, like that don't aren't going to be released. Like, yo, I need a size, you know, whatever
I've
size
been
you
trying to
are.
get put on that list forever. I'm like, dude, I'll pay retail. Like, I'll pay retail in times too. Like, whatever you get, add a size 9.5, 10 to it. Like, I will. Yeah, but we talk about like different stuff too. It's not just, you know, basketball or
Mm.
shoes, you know, music,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So it's cool just to like not have to talk about shoes and
Yeah.
stuff all the time because, you know, I'm sure they get it from all different angles and stuff like that, or everybody's texting them about basketball and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
That's cool. Like that's I think that's what's up. And then has I don't
Oh, but and I think this is where the question you said you were talking about the KD designs.
mhm,
So you know the KD 1 through the KD 12 was all done by Leo Chang. He switched at the 13, so the
mhm.
13 was done by the Ben Smooth guy or whoever that's done Kyrie's line.
Okay.
Okay. I
So
can
I
see the
think he's been doing
similarities there.
Yeah.
the Kyrie from like the 2 moving forward or the
Mhm.
3 moving forward.
Mhm.
So there's probably definitely going to be change because then you have a different, you know,
Yeah.
you have a different creator. But obviously they're still going to go with, you know, the comfort and stuff like that with what KD already likes.
Okay.
So definitely you probably will see more, you know, might see a change of pace for sure.
Mhm.
Now that there is a different designer of the brand.
Is there a and you know, I know that you get Katie questions all the time, so I'm just gonna reframe. But is there a colorway through from any Katie silhouette in the past that hasn't been done to this point that you would want to see done, and for a shoe now or for the future?
A colorway like on a shoe? No, not that I can think of. I mean,
No.
I always have my ideas of just whatever, but nothing that like, hey, they should have like a bread colorway because they've done that, or they should have did this, or you know, I kind of seen it, you know, for the most part, but can't really think of anything that I think would be dope that hasn't been done yet. I mean, obviously, if they kept doing the what the line would have been cool, but they did what
Yeah.
the, you know, four was a very limited shoe, 3 pairs, and then they did
Hmm.
5, 6, 7 to the public.
Hmm.
8 was released. 8 was released like only online
Mhm.
overseas, and then
Hmm.
ended up being like a discounted shoe. And then they did the 10, so it's like they haven't really been consistent with it, and I don't
Hmm.
really know like why they haven't. But I think it'd have been cool to have it all the way through.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird because it was the same. Like me and Gabe, like we loved the Kyrie hybrid that dropped
Hmm.
last year, and it was just like for like there's something about like a shoe when you like, and especially like the fives, like they just recently did the with the fives, and it's like seeing them seeing a shoe, especially when it comes to like a signature shoe being displayed, and you see all these players wearing all the, like you see the players wearing all these different colorways at the time that were not getting released or were getting released, but it was very limited.
Yeah.
and saying, okay, here, accumulation of one shoe with all that in one shoe piece. Like, yeah, we're doing these certain colorways on the right shoe, and we're doing a certain colorways on the left shoe. It's like that's what I look forward to when it comes to signature shoes, especially. And I always like KD's what does, like, they were always like, for me, one of the dopest ones that were released. So I wish that would be a continuing thing. So yeah. Um, Gabe, any more questions from him
No,
before we
I
move on?
just that was it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get you out of here because we've been here. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah. So we are going to do real quick. I have a couple of gas pass. So like I mentioned before, we're going to do a couple shoes that are dropping this coming week, and you can let us know if you like them through gas or you pass on them. And so I'm gonna pull them up right now. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, where you go? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a
Come
sec.
on, bro. Get your RAM up, bro.
It was just here.
Get your RAM up.
Oh, did it close? What the?
You better
Oh
open
my
up
god.
all pass up tabs.
Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I think it just had shut down. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't remember closing it. Okay, here we go. All right. So here we go. You guys ready? All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Move this to the side because I think you guys can see. Make sure
Yep.
you guys. Can you see?
Oh, he
Mhm.
can't. Oh, Juan,
I can
can
see
you
it.
see? Okay.
Oh, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll give you guys date. January 21st. That is, what is that? On Tuesday?
This is a two thumbs up pair for me.
Thursday,
Wednesday,
sorry.
Thursday.
Thursday, sorry. Thursday, you said two thumbs. The Northern
Yeah,
Nike Dunk Highlight Orwood Brown. Um Gabe already what your gas already?
bro. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Uh I like this like name tag on the toes, like the name tag style on the toe. It's really dope.
hmm
But yeah, so Juan, uh thoughts, gas,
Pass.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are dropping on the 21st, which is
hmm
Thursday.
hmm
Retail at 150.
hmm
Gabe, you're definitely copping.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to, bro. Like, what do you,
You were literally you were on Twitter complaining that you were just not getting getting W's.
bro? I literally got no retail W's last year. None. Outside of I think the what the fives that you got me,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe like one other pair of shoes that I have. I got nothing at retail last year.
Mm.
So I need something, and
I need a
I would
W.
like these would be nice, bro. I like these. So I'm gonna try, bro. I'm gonna try.
Okay, cool.
Try.
All right, so next on the list, the Air Jordan 4 Women's Starfish. Those come out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So the Starfish 13s dropped this past Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. So what were you saying about Twitter on those about those? You were saying something about
I was talking about the 13s.
no, but what were you saying about them?
Oh, I was just looking at how a lot of resellers have a lot of those pairs of the Starfish
Mm.
13s, and
Oh
I
yeah,
would
definitely
just
gonna be a hold. It's
what
not.
the
It's not one of those shoes that like. I feel like the resale's great, the 13s,
yeah.
but
So I
over
just
time in the right area, like here at my shops, since Oklahoma State University is here and they're orange and black, like that'll do
Mm.
good for me. But like in Nebraska, where nothing's orange and black, it
Yeah.
might be a slower move.
Okay.
yes. So I just saw a lot of people with those shoes, and I was like, well, they're not gonna move. So
Just
move on to the next one.
wait for them to come under retail, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so thoughts on the Starfish. I don't I'm me personally, I'm not a fan. I don't know if I like this material
Mm-hmm.
So the
on
material
the
on
foot.
this is more of like a scratchy fill material. I've
Yeah.
actually held this shoe in hand a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
It does have like a weird, it's a weird texture on the upper. It's definitely different.
Okay.
This is a cop for me with the minor. I have to get the tap swaps. I'm a Nike
Mm.
Air guy. I'm a Nike Air guy. So if I'm a Rockies, I'm thinking maybe the black tab with the orange Jumpman or orange Nike Air instead of
Yeah,
that
that
gray
would,
Jumpman.
yeah, I think
I
that
don't
would
know
be
why
really
they put
dope.
gray back there. And like the little like stitching under the Jumpman, it looks like it's like almost like a gold yellow, like a
Yeah.
university gold instead of like an orange. But
Yeah. Almost like a citrus.
right, yeah, like a citrus.
Yeah. Bring back the Citrus 7. See, now this is making me go back to that. Okay. I'm off
I
it.
like these, bro.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm definitely going for them. For me, it's a few things. I think the colorway works,
Hmm.
but I also think that's kind of because we're so used to seeing Bread Fours, and this is kind of a play on just like different hues at this
Yeah.
point. So you have the exact same color blocking as a Bread Four,
Hmm.
but now you have like lighter blacks, orange instead of red, things like
It's
that.
funny you say that. So I was in Austin when I saw the shoe at
Yeah,
Texas Shoe Exchange, and we asked. I was like, "Hey, can I see the four, the orange and black four, so I can see it in person?" And
yeah,
he brought out the bread fours that were right next to him because he thought that's what he was like, he thought that was the one I pointed at,
yeah,
and he was like, I was like, no, 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 the orange and black fours that come out, in a couple weeks.
yeah.
And he was like, oh, he was like, I was like, I can see where you like
Yeah.
pulled it wrong because I mean
Hmm.
it was really right next to it. So
They're pretty identical color blocking wise. So I think that's what makes it an easy sell for most people.
Hmm.
And then the tongue is what I really like the most. Actually, it has
It's
that
like that unstitched
yeah, it has a
feel look
off
to
white
it.
off white vibes to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I that's like a key element to those types of collabs that I think Jordan's been using a lot. So yeah, I like it, bro. I'm gonna try and cop and because I just don't want to spend $400 to $500 on a pair of Bread Fours right now. Because I kicked myself in the head for selling them at $200, and it just
Mm-mm.
less than a year ago, bro. So whatever. It is what it is.
Quick question for both of you guys. How, because Gabe, you mentioned the tongue, because that was one of the questions I had about this.
Mhm.
Do you like the style tongue on the fours? Do you like? Would you want to see this more done more often?
I like them.
I think it was kind of cool when it was the off white thing, but I think they're just overusing it a lot, like on a lot of different shoes, like outside of just that. I mean, like the unions try to do something with the little
Yeah.
cut tongue, and you just see all these Jordan ones now too that are dropping like
Yeah,
the
the
comforts and stuff
mhm.
like that that have like the little padded things. I think it is cool now. I don't know if it's getting too repetitious to where it's just like they all come like that, but I think that's also another way that they're gonna sell us this colorway again in 5 years. It's like, all right, well now we got the exposed tongue band one,
Yeah.
with the fraying as opposed to just it all leather, clean cut like it originally is. So
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. Okay. So almost, come on, clear out. There we go.
You all
Okay.
right,
So
bro?
next on the list.
Your
Sorry,
mouse
because
is drunk, bro. Your
oh
mouse is
yeah,
drunk.
it was trying to go out. So next on the list, the Nike SB Dunk Low Street Hawker. I've
These
been
came out
seeing
yesterday, no?
I believe
Or or
so.
2 days ago?
The what was the
maybe on raffles. I think it's on
yeah,
sneakers this week, but
yeah, it
They
comes
maybe
out the
like
22nd on a Friday. So I think it was
Oh, I thought they dropped on sneakers.
Mm-mm.
this is a resale. I don't wear dunks per se. I have a few dunks, but this
Mm.
this wouldn't be one to just have
No. What about you,
too
Uh,
much
Gabe?
with the colors.
I'm a big fan of this one. I really like the approach to having two different, left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like every panel of this shoe literally does represent a different type of like food element.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I think they did it well, and it's going to be an L for me, and resale is incredibly high, and I just hate where we're at right now with markets and just yeah.
Yeah, Kicks to Fight West says 1,300 right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Locally right now on OfferUp they're like around 800 to 1,000. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not a dunks person. I like the shoe. Honestly, this for the same reasons you gave. I like the what the approach for
Yeah.
this. I like the different the two tone shoes. So I'm really with this. But I would definitely pass. Next on the list. Oh, sorry, those drop Friday. Uh,
The
Friday the
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
So retail 110. Sorry. Um, Next on the list, Nike Dunk Low, CNY Firecracker.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, January 22nd. Thoughts,
I would wear
opinions?
it, but I would wear it, but I'm trying to be better about not keeping shoes. I would wear this, but yeah, it's a sell. Cop
Okay.
and sell.
Cop and sell. Okay. Gabe.
So it's a flip.
There you go.
I mean, definitely the flip factor is there. At a cop and sell, but personally, if it's up to me, I'm going to pass simply because it comes out on the same day as other shoes, and I'm gonna try and get
Yeah.
the other shoes as opposed to these. But
Okay.
it's a cool
I like the box. Yeah.
Nike's Chinese New Year approach is really dope this year. Jordan Brand's kicks, in my opinion, are a bit better than Nike's.
hmm
So I'm gonna try and spend my money over there and not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then last not least, I felt like I should put it on here for Gabe's purpose.
Well,
Uh, Mr.
why?
Yeezy himself. The Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out the 23rd, which is that's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Thoughts, opinions.
Man,
Gabe is looking disappointed.
is this what Jerry Lorenzo's working on as well? Color block.
That was the first thing he did when he walked in the office. Now make those
I was like,
700s
hey,
yellow.
Kanye, we gotta put some actual colors that go together on some shoes this year. And we're gonna go off of the earth tone to like natural color or like colors of the rainbow, and we're gonna
Yeah,
add some of those to some of your shoes.
he just comes in. He just comes and sits down at the table with a full color palette.
Yeah, Kanye's like, what are these?
Why is it so bright on
How,
these notes?
Yeah, I wonder if Kanye's colorblind to like one side of the board.
Man, that would
he,
be a crazy development to find out. Like that is the reason.
I'm not liking these, yo. Usually, I try and see like a shoe all the way through.
hmm
Especially I feel like with Kanye and anything Adidas, like it it takes some time to just look at it and try and see like why it got produced. To someone
Yeah.
this made sense, and this is one of the few times where I look at a Kanye shoe and look like, bro, this one just doesn't like what.
I feel like the yellow on the upper would be good if it was like the yellow on the midsole as well. But this is like the Jordan 1 Volt gold that just dropped. Like you put that like
Yeah.
university gold right next to that Volt, it doesn't
Yeah.
match well. Like the color doesn't mesh well. It's like if you would have did like that whole Jordan 1 back panel like Volt or all university gold, cool. But the fact that you want to put two colors that are like off of the same side of the board right next to each other doesn't really make a lot of sense. And that's kind of where I feel was like this like yellow on the upper and then like this melon colored midsole
Yeah.
with teal, black, and white in the middle
What
and
Oh
a
color
white
is?
gosh.
lace
Yeah. That was.
and a big old teal thing here
And
on
it's two
like
different, yeah, that's a blue
Yeah.
and a green, bro. Or like
You
two
might be
blue.
right. Kanye might be just
Yeah.
colorblind. Just as like, these all look the same. Yeah, let's do it. And they're probably just like,
Yeah.
yo, Kanye,
This
this
one's
is
a
not.
no.
But yeah, so those that comes out Saturday for retail is 240.
they
I
dropped the retail. They dropped the
yeah.
retail, right?
Yeah.
It should be
Yeah.
Yeah,
300.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's their pitch to sell this shoe.
They
Uh
say, got to get him out the door.
Yeah, that 300 retail was ridiculous, bro. I mean, that's what kept me from buying more 700s. It's just nah.
There was only one. What was the seven? There was only one pair of 700s that I really wanted.
This is the first pair, the Wave Runner,
I believe so. The
the
ones I think
the
you have them still, right?
gray blue. Oh no, the Inertias, the all gray pair with the orange.
Yeah.
Those are the
The,
ones I had.
those are all. That's the only pair that I like. Like
Yeah, me
only pair
too,
of
but I
users I
got rid
like,
of
and the only
them.
colorway I like for
They looked like boats on my feet, so I didn't really like it. Like it was just too big.
And see, like I like bulky shoes, so it's like I was when I saw you wear them, I was like,
Yeah,
yo, those actually look a lot better than I thought they would. So I'm
yeah.
really
I don't do too many cookouts, bro. You know, that's what I need them for. I need them for when I'm at the grill with my apron. I'll wear some 700s because those are the dad fits right there
with
for the
with the
cookout. You know,
with the capri
Mm.
shorts.
exactly.
Later on this year will be the
And
Drake shoe.
a fanny pack
See, there you go. See, now you got you and Drake is out here looking out for you. He knew, Gabe, yo, I know that you need some new shoes
with
for
the
the
Nocta grill.
yeah.
Thank you. The Foreman collab, George Foreman. Let's, let's go.
Drake would drop a
let's
Dr. Grill.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah, so those are all the guys with passes.
Hmm.
Now I want to open the floor up for Juan, because we're gonna get you out here. It's late. I know you have a kid and everything like that. You gotta, I know. So I wanted to open floors for you to let everybody know where they can find you. Anything that you have coming up that you want to let people know about. So the floor is yours.
You can find us at Kicklahoma on all social medias. Kicklahoma. We have 2 stores in Oklahoma City. We ship, so you don't have to wait, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, wherever for it to be authenticated. It's already authenticated here. We ship it the next day. You got it in 2 to 3 days, hopefully, bearing any setbacks from USPS. Have a free Kicklahoma event coming up on February the 21st here in Oklahoma City.
Ooh.
It's free to attend. Vendor space goes on sale on January the 21st. It'll sell out. You are required to wear your mask for a little bit of time just so we can keep these events functioning at the rate. But besides that, just kind of, looking forward to 2021, seeing what new releases hit, what people are actually wanting.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I was really surprised on some of the shoes that sold really, really well from 2020 Jordan
Yeah.
Wise that people wanted, such as like University Go 12s,
Mm-hmm.
sold really well. Obviously, you already knew like Ferrari or like the Red Twirl 14s were going to do good, the
Mhm.
Flints were going to do good, but like other shoes did like surprisingly surprise some people. So just kind of looking forward to that. Obviously, everybody's looking forward to the cool gray 11s come
Yeah.
Christmas. So I already know that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And then everybody who said the Jubilees were ugly was in the store buying the Jubilees.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I could make. I always tell everybody they could make a brown Jordan 11 and people would still buy it. Like
Oh,
it
of
Yeah.
doesn't
course.
really matter.
Of
They could
course.
put that sun colorway on a Jordan 11 and people would still buy it.
It might actually look a little bit better though. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, man, thank you guys for your time and having me on.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. I know it's late.
Mhm.
Everybody's low energy. I wanted to show off our new mascot, but he has literally been asleep the whole entire time, which is surprising because he doesn't sleep that long. But
Mhm.
he's been knocked out. But yeah, like hopefully we could have you on again at some point. Thank you. Oh, I should ask when. So when we bring Kicklahoma to LA, when
Oh
we get to LA,
man.
2021.
Man, probably can't do that just yet, but we'll see. We'll see. We've done Vegas and we did Vegas before with the thoughts
Mhm.
of doing LA, but
Okay.
it's a little different whenever I'm not out there all the time. But I'll definitely be out to LA hopefully again
Okay.
sometime. I love nothing more than sitting in traffic for 15 minutes a mile. So
Hey,
excited to
bro.
come back
We're
out there.
bred for that, bro. That's
Yeah,
what we
Right
do.
for that.
you know,
Right for
from
that.
the airport, and you just gotta go down the block. It's gonna take you 2 hours. It's cool. Like
Yeah,
that's what
that's
you gotta
it.
do.
That's it.
That's it, bro.
That's it.
No, but yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, please make sure you guys check out Juan on Instagram. Make sure if anybody is in the Oklahoma area, anybody that's near Oklahoma that can get to him, please definitely go out and check out
Yes,
all
yes.
his events. I'm a huge fan. I can't wait to be able to go to an event. And again, hope that you can join us again. But thank you so much for sitting down with us. and
Yes.
being able to talk with us. I'm really excited that I got you to sit down with this.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro.
No doubt. Anytime, anytime. Y'all just want to chop it up sometime, just let me know in advance and we'll just jump on here for a couple hours and talk about whatever.
Oh,
Thanks,
definitely,
bro. I
definitely.
appreciate that.
We really appreciate that. Thank you. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure that you guys check us out. We're on YouTube and on all streaming platforms. I
Mhm.
apologize. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Anchor, all those great platforms. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, please. That helps us grow, helps other people be able to see us. If you guys want to be able to see us talk, see our beautiful faces in 2021, because we're only going to get cuter as the year goes on. Definitely check us out. Again, make sure you guys go follow Juan. And
More great hairs in
yeah,
2021, right?
Oh
2021, you guys are going
man.
to see the evolution of my beard turn gray as
Thank you.
the year. By December, I'm going to actually be able to be Santa Claus for an episode. So
Let's
if you
go.
guys want to see the my Santa Claus beard journey, please check us out. Till then, make sure you guys subscribe. Again, I'm your host Chris. I'm here with Gabe and Juan. Thank you guys for
Yes,
joining
sir.
us.
Yes.
And you guys have a great week and weekend.